It's Thursday, June 4th.
These steps will enable progress toward the comprehensive peace and security agreement.
Ceasefire agreement. Israel and Lebanon have agreed to implement a ceasefire, but it relies on a complete cessation of attacks by Hezbollah.
I don't like it, but we can't control it.
Yeah, maybe I'm going to drive less.
Drivers can expect a rough ride this summer with gas prices as experts warn about a global oil shortage.
It's going to be an educational piece for their children. They're going to have birds that they look after. So, it's almost like pets.
Yorkton residents now have a chance to keep backyard hens on residential properties. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Kayleen. Good morning and happy Thursday.
I just learned some sad news. Apparently, Kayleen's moving to Yorkton so she can have backyard hens.
Because that has been a dream of mine.
Sarah's going to be right there with you. My wife's going too.
Imagine waking up and just having farm fresh eggs. I never grew up on a farm, so I know that's everybody's reality in Saskatchewan. It wasn't mine.
Okay.
I want that.
And then, hens lead to goats and goats lead to horses.
Yeah, I'm going to be a homesteader.
There you go. Okay, here we go. You heard it here first. 6:01. Let's get to news. We begin with the RCMP still looking for the suspect while community leaders continue to call for government assistance following Monday's shooting up in Pelican Narrows. Wednesday afternoon, the RCMP released video of a man in the shooting that left one dead, one injured. A previous suspect had been released without charges. The deceased has been identified as a 28-year-old woman and the injured victim, an adult man, now in life-threatening condition. Peter Ballantyne, Cree Nation, has identified both victims as band members from Pelican Narrows.
I can't speculate again the reasons why they released the suspects, but it's very disheartening to know and very troublesome for our community while they're in a state of high alert, right? They're traumatized with the incidents that happened.
Peter Ballantyne, Cree Nation, says it continues to reach out to the RCMP, the province, and the federal government about filling vacant RCMP positions in the community. Questions over the supply of oil, on the other hand, are expected to keep gas prices volatile throughout the summer.
The United States, they produce 13.5 million barrels a day, but they consume 21 billion barrels. Another 40 days of this, and we are in very serious trouble.
That's gas price analyst Dan McTagg warning the U.S. may face an oil shortage by August. The Strait of Hormuz remains closed and oil reserves are drained. The worldwide shortage will mean higher prices here at home. After a brief dip, prices are edging back up across the country. McTagg says drivers should take advantage when prices fall because they're likely to bounce right back up again. Some airlines are also saying fuel supplies will not be an issue during the busy travel season this summer. Air Canada sent out an email to customers saying the airline does not anticipate any significant impact throughout the summer months. This comes after Lufthansa sent out a similar message last week saying fuel supply is stable and summer is good to go. After the Iran war started back in April, there were warnings that Europe would run out of jet fuel in 6 weeks. Lufthansa says increased imports from North America and higher production in Europe have helped ease the strain. Some Canadians may see some extra cash from the federal government starting tomorrow. A top-up payment is scheduled ahead of the rollout of the Canadian Groceries and Essentials benefit. The CGEB credit begins next month and replaces the GST-HST credit. The government says the one-time payment is meant to give immediate financial support to people during this transition period. Ottawa says the quarterly payment amounts will jump by 25% for 5 years, giving support to Canadians with low and modest incomes. Ottawa is ordering a review of the CRTC's decision to charge streamers more to pay for Canadian content.
It's no secret to anyone that's been paying any attention to this that the USTR has identified these issues as a trade issue. It would be disingenuous to suggest that this is the single issue. The reality is we're impatient to make sure that the sector stays vital and stays supported.
CRTC recently tripled the amount streamers pay to contribute toward Canadian content. It was 5% of their Canadian revenue. That's going up to 15%. The U.S. has repeatedly complained about the Online Streaming Act in trade talks. Ottawa says it ordered the review because the decision could raise costs for Canadians. The Canadian Food Inspection Agency has put a pause on its proposed new movement reporting requirements for cattle and bison, a reversal that is music to the ears of Saskatchewan Cattle Association and producers in the province. The current requirement for cattle and bison require the animals to have an RFID tag to track where they are raised. But the proposed new regulations would see the animal tracked everywhere they go throughout their life cycle, something that the Saskatchewan Cattle Association says would be burdensome to producers.
We went about the province and had town hall meetings, and it was pretty clear from our producers that they did not want to see the proposed regulations going forward. We relayed that message to the Canadian Cattle Association as well as CFIA, and so we were grateful of the announcement they come with yesterday.
Canadian Food Inspection Agency says it will continue to work with cattle and livestock industries to come up with future plans aimed at strengthening the country's livestock traceability program. Community organizations in Saskatoon, Jeremy, sounding the alarm over funding cuts.
Yeah, Daryl, organizations working in Saskatoon's core neighborhoods say a cut in funding is eliminating bottled water distribution for those that need it the most. Now, last year, roughly 100 people were visiting Station 20 West every day to quench their thirst. During this recent heat wave, with a growing homeless population, organizers say those numbers have quadrupled to 400 or 450 people. During budget deliberations last fall, the city eliminated $50,000, which was used to buy bottled water. While there are bottle filling stations nearby, the Saskatoon Poverty Reduction Team says homeless people aren't carrying refillable bottles around, and this plan doesn't cut it.
They've cut the water distribution and told us to just lean into the other infrastructure. But there's no increase in capacity for the other infrastructure, but there's 4 times more people needing access to service.
City administration said the city has been funding bottled water for a few years, but the funding was not meant to be long-term. 2 men on trial for human trafficking will have to wait until August to learn their fate. Mohammed Masoom and Sohail Haider are accused of trafficking a Bangladeshi woman to work in restaurants in Gull Lake, Tisdale, and Elrose in 2023. Masoom is also charged with 3 counts of sexual assault. The woman cannot be named because of a publication ban. The Crown argued the woman was psychologically controlled and abused for cheap labor and financial gain. The defense argued she fabricated her allegations in an effort to remain in Canada. The judge has reserved his decision until August. Well, Daryl, you talked about it off the top. Yorkton residents now have the chance to keep backyard hens on their properties.
After council approved that motion earlier this year, applications for Urban Hens program officially opened on Monday. Very, very popular, apparently. 5 licenses will be granted to residents, allowing them to keep up to 5 hens on their properties. Program does not allow roosters or chicks, as it sets to propose strict requirements for proper care and coop sizes.
It's going to be an educational piece for their children. They're going to have birds that they look after. So, I mean, it's almost like pets. But then there's also like the production of eggs and kind of tie back to an educational piece and an agriculture piece so that the kids can learn.
The Urban Hens program follows a successful pilot project last year. 4 local food and health initiatives in Moose Jaw receiving funding from the Mosaic Company. On Wednesday, Mosaic announced an investment of $1.5 million over the next 3 years, split between Moose Jaw's Health Foundation, Moose Jaw and District Food Bank, Hunger in Moose Jaw, and Waccamaw Valley.
Obviously, food security is very important to Mosaic, as is it in our province today. So that paired with healthcare, another important thing to our province and our people and our employees. So the 2 themes made great sense, especially on SAS Mining Week.
The funding aims to support each local organization's goals, whether it's healthcare, food security, or overall community wellness. Let's get over to the Weather Center. Today in Regina is the first day of Mosaic Festival of Cultures. People are going to be touring around the city. They want to do it without an umbrella today.
Yes, well, thankfully, we're not expecting a whole lot of that precipitation for Regina or Saskatoon today. What we are expecting to be seeing is just some rain down through the southwest corner of the province. And I'll show you where we're actually seeing some light precipitation to start your day in just a moment. Let's talk about Regina, though. We're at 11 degrees right now, mainly cloudy skies. So it's a bit of a gray start to the day, but the sun is going to be coming out a little bit later. Winds are coming in at 17 kilometers per hour, and we're not really going to be seeing those increasing all too much throughout the afternoon hours. In Saskatoon, also seeing those overcast skies. We're waking up to that temperature of 10 degrees and winds coming in at 11 kilometers per hour. Take a look at this wind board. We haven't seen it this favorable in quite some time. We're seeing more of those elevated winds over in Alberta and Manitoba today, but all throughout Saskatchewan, it's kind of that spot where we're seeing not a lot of wind gusts today. So it's going to be a fairly calm day. Radar and satellite showing that we did get some precipitation yesterday, of course, into the evening hours. It starts to diminish. And then by about midnight, we really see most of that system off into Manitoba. This morning, we are seeing a very light shower in areas just east of Prince Albert. That is going to be pushing off into Manitoba and disappearing more so into the afternoon hours. But later on this morning, we will be seeing that system moving into the southwest corner of the province. By the afternoon hours, we do see the risk of a thunderstorm popping up with those reds and yellow colors. It's not a large system, though, and it's not exactly going to be bringing a lot of rain, but we do have to let you know about that risk of those thunderstorms. Into overnight hours, we could see some very light precipitation into the areas around Estevan there, and by tomorrow morning early into Friday evening, we're also seeing the risk of more thunderstorms up north, but overall it's going to be a fairly pleasant Thursday and Friday for most of the province. Temperatures are right around or just below the seasonal average today. 19 degrees for Saskatoon, 20 degrees for Regina, 21 in Weyburn, 21 in Estevan, and 16 degrees in Yorkton. 7-day forecast looking like we will be seeing temperatures going up. 26 tomorrow, so a really nice Friday on tap. You do see the risk of a thunderstorm on Saturday for Regina. Right now we're tracking that later on into the evening, but it is likely going to be a very nice early afternoon. 19 degrees by Sunday and the sun fully coming out by Monday. In Saskatoon, again, you're seeing the risk of a thunderstorm tomorrow and some rain on Saturday. Both of those days we're tracking that precipitation later on into the evening hours. The afternoons looking like they'll be fairly nice.
Aerobic exercise offers powerful benefits. It can lower the risk of death, protect bone health, and help control blood sugar. It also boosts mental health and overall well-being. But a recent study from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention finds less than half of Americans meet the recommended guidelines for physical activity, with men more likely than women to hit the targets. So what should you aim for? Adults should do 150 minutes of moderate exercise weekly. That's just 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. Think brisk walking or light cycling. Alternatively, you can do 75 minutes a week of intense exercise. That's 15 minutes for 5 days of activities like running or a high-intensity weight training class. The key, stay consistent. Small efforts add up. Now go break that sweat. With this Medical Minute, I'm Melissa Adon.
Health Report, brought to you in part by SEIU West, Saskatchewan's first healthcare union.
All right, in case you missed it, southwest China's Sichuan province is known for its dense bamboo forests and their giant pandas. And now these workers at a giant panda breeding camp are using the panda's poop to make candles.
Oh.
Yeah, they extract a plant-based powder from the feces, which they then also mix with beeswax. They're also molded into adorable miniature pandas. You have to hope the candle smells more like beeswax, right, than the leftover bamboo.
It's like a new twist on eau de toilette.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on this one, but hey, kudos to them for trying.
Try anything once.
Yeah.
Now I know what to get Jeremy for Christmas.
Yeah.
Let's order up a couple. Let's get over to our question of the day.
All right, so yesterday we were talking about how hard English is to learn, and I was saying how hard it would be to teach the English language. There's just so many little
nuances,
rules, right? So we're asking you today, what's a career you would never want to do and why? Do you have one, Jeremy?
I could never be a police officer.
Oh.
That's tough.
I am not built for that gig. I am too soft.
There's too much stress attached to that one.
I don't think everybody should, I don't think anybody should ever trust me to be a surgeon.
Yeah, no.
Don't think that's a good idea.
I have the shaky hands. One that I just think I could do, I just don't want to ever do, is every time I go to a Starbucks, I think I could never be a barista. There's too many people ordering in front of me saying like low fat, no foam, 2 pumps of this, extra that. And I'm just like, no, everyone gets black coffee with cream if you want it, a little sugar if you want it, but that's it.
Britt Dortz and I did McHappy Day once, and that is chaos personified. Text your name and your answer to the number on your screen or scan the QR code. We'll share those answers throughout the show.
It's a good time for the petroleum industry as drilling rigs tower over the Saskatchewan Oil and Gas Show in Weyburn.
And I think there's a lot of optimism, and hopefully, especially with the Saskatchewan government being very supportive of our industry, I think that's great for everybody here.
Strong prices come as the province works toward an ambitious goal of increasing crude production by 25% to 600,000 barrels a day.
But indications are positive, and I haven't been able to say that for a very long time.
The target date of 2030 is drawing near.
We have an opportunity to take our oil production from what it is today to something far beyond what we even ever thought it could be.
Each year, the Weyburn Show inducts a group of longtime industry leaders into a Hall of Fame. This year, the next generation was also present, the first students to complete oil and gas industry classes in high school.
Getting to go where nobody else gets to go is kind of just, kind of bonus, and you get to meet all the nice operators. Like, everybody's super nice, hardworking, and it kind of just inspires you.
Oil and gas is known for being a highly cyclical industry. Current high prices are prompting a strong sense of optimism at this year's show. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Weyburn.
'Tis the season for fun and excitement at Kinsman Park, where our Mike Siona is standing by this morning. Mike, what's going on down there?
We're just hanging out here and getting ready for the Children's Festival of Saskatchewan, which begins in earnest today and runs through Sunday right here at Kinsman Park. We are with Kayla Rourke, the Executive Director. 38 years now of fun?
Yeah, this is the 38th year of the Children's Festival, so we're looking forward to kicking it off today, getting really excited as we steadily creep forward to 42. But this is going to be a great, great year. I'm really excited.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Now, you mentioned the sun's coming out, so that's great news for us here. But we want to talk a little bit about the accessibility feature, because, I mean, it should go without saying this is a family-friendly event, the Children's Festival. But just drive home some of the things that really make this site and the grounds here this year so unique.
Yeah, well, we want to make sure that every child is represented on stage, so we make sure to have programming that is accessible and every child can see themselves represented on stage, as well as every activity on the site. Like our site is wheelchair accessible. It's grassy, but it's flat, so it can be accessed by wheelchair. We do access 2 passes for kids in care too. We also have our Friday night free stage for accessibility. You can come and see the performers right here on the Blue Sky stage on Friday night. And you can come to that totally free, so it's amazing.
Very cool. Now, what are the actual hours of the festival, and then the performances, et cetera, et cetera?
Yeah, so 9:30 to 4 Thursday, Friday, 9:30 to 5 Saturday, Sunday. The performers run all throughout the day, so there'll be kind of scattered performances between here and on our big top tent, as well as roving performers happening all the time on the grounds, so there's a lot to see.
No doubt about it. And the grounds look a little bit different. They got a little different layout. can't even speak here this morning, but that's fine. You don't need to have me speak and tell you about it. You need to come down here at some point over the next 4 days and see it for yourself. We haven't even talked about who the performers are, but don't worry, we're here all morning.
All right. Hope you can stay dry, Mike. We will check back in with you a little later on.
Your school day forecast is brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zone safe. If you're heading out to catch the bus in Regina, we're at 11 degrees right now, 10 degrees through Saskatoon. Both cities seeing a lot of cloud cover to start the day. By lunchtime in Regina, 18 degrees, 16 degrees by lunch in Saskatoon, and by final bell, 19 degrees in Regina and 18 degrees by final bell in Saskatoon. Both cities seeing very low wind speeds this afternoon. As we go to break, here's a look at those gas prices. The average price in Regina is still $165.9. You might be able to find it for as low as $145.9. In Saskatoon, we have the same average price to start your day, but you might be able to find it for as low as $155.9. In the farm markets today, we find the street price of canola at $736.15 per ton. The futures price $778.10 per ton. Amber Durum wheat now at $285.20 per ton, and red spring wheat $276.41 per ton. The Canadian dollar continues to trend down. It's at 72.03 cents US. After the break, why water in Prince Albert may soon be analyzed for drugs. Stay with us.
Good morning. It is 6:30. Some Saskatchewan daycares are criticizing the province's $10 a day childcare deal with the federal government. The agreement came into effect at the beginning of April to keep childcare at $10 per day. However, new funding models like reduced funding for part-time and casual care are creating issues, according to some, and it has childcare providers calling on the province to reverse its course on the policy.
If they just sign this agreement to sustain $10 a day childcare, it's no longer $10 a day childcare. If parents are now paying hundreds of dollars more for administration fees and extended hours fees and fundraising fees and all these other fees that we need to put on them now just to try to make ends meet so that we don't have to close our doors.
Ministry of Education says funding for part-time spaces is not ending. Rather, it's capping funding to available spaces at individual centres. The new model is set to come into effect July 1st under the province's agreement with the federal government. Most of the Saskatchewan residents who had to evacuate due to wildfire in the Shellbrook and Red Earth Cree Nation areas now able to head home. According to the Saskatchewan Public Safety Agency, the Lobstick fire was last reported to be at 80% contained, and all evacuation orders had been lifted. Additionally, those from Red Earth Cree Nation who had to evacuate due to the Kayford fire now able to fully return home. While Wednesday offered some good news for those in impacted areas, officials warned that wildfire season is still in the early stages.
The north and the forested area, it looks like it's going to be hot and dry. So which is a concern for us, which means more wildfires and also aggressive wildfires. So we'll be monitoring and looking at our forecast quite regularly, which we always do anyway. But that's definitely on our radar.
The SPSA also announced that the provincial fire ban, which included ATVs and UTVs, has been lifted. There are currently 12 active wildfires, 4 not contained, including 1 southwest of Regina. A 27-year-old man will spend 13 years behind bars for a fatal shooting at a Saskatoon motel. 20-year-old Matthew Brabant was shot at the Riviera Motor Inn on Avenue B South during the May-long weekend last year. He later died in hospital. One man has pleaded guilty to manslaughter with a firearm as well as weapon and prohibition-related offenses. A judge sentenced him to 13 years in prison. You can read more on our website. Israel and Lebanon have agreed to carry out a new ceasefire as long as Hezbollah stops its attacks.
Two sides agreed, with the guidance of the United States, to swiftly advance the creation of pilot zones in which the Lebanese armed forces will take exclusive control of the territory to the exclusion of all non-state actors.
U.S. officials say these steps will help the push towards a comprehensive peace and security deal. The announcement coming in Washington after Israeli strikes killed at least 9 people in southern Lebanon and Hezbollah fired rockets into northern Israel. There's hope this new ceasefire can help pave the way to ending the U.S. and Israeli war. The federal government will release its national artificial intelligence strategy today. Canada's AI Minister Evan Solomon says that will work to ensure that AI works for people. Solomon posting that the strategy will be a practical plan to build trust, accelerate adoption protection, and protect Canadians to make sure people and businesses can benefit from the opportunities that AI presents. Last fall, the government appointed a task force to advise on a new strategy, but critics said that group relied too much on the perspectives of industry and tech sectors. Prime Minister Mark Carney and Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre faced off during question period about the state of our economy.
In the House and answer the question, are we in a recession or a technical recession?
We are in an economy that is fundamentally being transformed by a government that has a plan, to create a stronger, more independent, more resilient economy.
Stats Canada data says the economy entered a technical recession after 2 straight quarters of slight decline. A new outlook from the OECD says Canada's GDP is expected to rebound later this year. The city of Warman is celebrating its roots. May 29th has been declared Cy Warman Heritage Day. Cy Warman was an American writer, journalist, and poet whose work chronicling the railway helped put the area on the map. In 1905, the community of Diamond was renamed Warman in his honor. More than 120 years later, his descendants have come from across the United States for a family reunion and a chance to visit the city many have spent a lifetime hearing about. The family reunion was organized by Christine Warman following the death of her husband, Donald, a grandson of Cy.
I think I just felt very badly that Donald never got here and before he passed away, and I really didn't want the kids to miss out on that. And I wanted everybody to come together and just be able to experience this and have memories that are going to last a lifetime.
They did some exploring and left with a lifetime full of memories and connection. Celebrations are underway on campus this week for spring convocation. These are students in the College of Agriculture and Bioresources and the Western College of Veterinary Medicine walking across the stage in Saskatoon to mark their accomplishments. The university says this spring, 3,976 students will receive their degrees, certificates, and diplomas. Spring convocation started Monday, runs until Friday. This is the first convocation ceremony for the new president, Vince Bruni-Bossio, who was installed as the 12th president earlier this year. Kayleen, the Pelicans are back in Saskatoon, and they're having lunch. On Turtle Lake, in fact. Al took this picture.
We got an action shot here. I love it.
Yum, yum.
All right, let's turn our attention outside. We are starting to see the temperatures warming up. We can take a look at all that color popping up on our screen. Of course, as we know, seeing the warmest temperatures in all those areas that are slowly turning green. We are still seeing some of that blue up in the northeast. And then, of course, also down through the southwest, we've really been seeing some cold spots here for the past few days. Also seeing some cold spots up in northern Manitoba, as you can see. What are the temperatures actually looking like? Well, in that blue color, only 5 degrees right now to wake you up in South End, 9 degrees in La Ronge and 9 degrees in Buffalo Narrows. A little bit warmer over in Spiritwood, 11 degrees down in the south, 12 degrees in Moose Jaw, 11 in Regina still, 10 degrees in Saskatoon. And again, as we mentioned, that cold spot there, 9 degrees to wake you up in East End, 10 degrees over in Estevan. Later on into the afternoon, we are seeing temperatures that are just barely below the seasonal average for this time of year. It really is going to be a fairly pleasant day, unless you're waking up with us from the southwest corner of the province, right around Swift Current there, in areas even farther south than that, because we are going to be seeing some more of that precipitation there today. Other than that, though, again, we will be seeing the sun coming out later on into our afternoon. 19 degrees for Moose Jaw and Saskatoon, 20 degrees for Regina, and 21 degrees for Estevan. So we talked about it being just barely below that seasonal average. So here's what that actually looks like. The average in Regina this time of year is 21.9, so we're close to it. Average in Saskatoon is 21. 21.4. We're very close, within a degree of where we were last year on this day, June 4th. In Regina, it was 19.2 degrees. And last year in Saskatoon on this day, we reached 18.8. So very, very similar temperatures. The record back in the year 1988 for both cities. For Regina, though, it was 36.9. And in Saskatoon, that year was 38.0 degrees. As we also mentioned, very low wind speeds today. So it's going to be very, very calm. You see a little bit of those winds making their way into the southwest corner of the province, where we're expecting those that precipitation to be falling. Not really until the later parts of the afternoon, though. 7-day forecast looking pretty nice as temperatures go up for your day tomorrow to 26 degrees in Regina, 26 on Saturday too. We're tracking the risk of a thunderstorm not until the later part of the day, though. The afternoon could still be seeing that sunshine. 19 degrees by Sunday, 22 on Monday with that sunshine on the way. And in Saskatoon, 25 degrees tomorrow, 23 on Saturday. You are seeing that precipitation and a risk of a thunderstorm on the screen. Again, this is likely to be coming in the evening hours, the afternoons. Not looking so bad. 19 degrees by Sunday, 22 by Monday with that sunshine. More precipitation on the way by Wednesday, though.
Water in Prince Albert may soon be analyzed for the presence of 550 unique drugs and substances. Monday night, City Council voted to enter a memorandum of understanding with Health Canada to participate in the National Wastewater Drug Surveillance Program. And I am joined now by the Mayor of Prince Albert, Bill Pawlinski. Bill, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
So let's get right into this. City Council this week deciding to pursue wastewater testing with this national agency, trying to get a look at what exactly people are consuming in Prince Albert, the not good stuff. Tell us a little bit about this and how this might go.
Okay, well, thanks, Jeremy. You see, we've already been doing testing on what we call the big ones, wastewater analysis for cocaine, methamphetamine, and methamphetamines, I should say, and cannabis, and so on and so forth. This takes it past the 5 or 7. It actually is sampling 550 chemicals that are related to illicit substance use and production. Okay, so now that's 550 is a crazy number. I would challenge anyone to name that many illicit substances, but I know the police have expressed interest in this program and offered some support as well. Well, you know, that's a really important point, Jeremy. These results, first of all, they're tracking the evidence of these chemicals, and quite often they are alongside with the major drugs. So a lot of these newer substances like xylazine are very toxic when they're mixed with opioids. So the data that we get will be shared to an action table made up of local experts in mental health, addictions, and enforcement. And knowledge is power, right? So these folks around the action table will be able to use the new information to inform their teams and look at their emerging risks and then take proper precautions to mitigate those risks. We might not be able to always stem the tide, a little pun intended on the wastewater, but at least if we're aware, we can respond to mitigation. Now, this all came about because it was in 2023, I think, a study showed Prince Albert had the highest amount of meth and cocaine in the wastewater per capita than any city in Canada. This has been a known thing, and it was kind of, since you came into power and you ran for mayor, and you put this out there front and center. So what are some of the other things that the city has done to try and curb this addictions crisis? Well, thank you. And I'm going to circle back, Jeremy. We are one of 7 cities involved in this study. Okay, so this is not an across Canada thing. We were the highest per capita in the concentration in our wastewater out of the 7 cities. Okay. So that's something that's really caused a lot of people, maybe a misconception or
it's just a partial study. However, the things that we're primarily with the big ones like methamphetamine and cocaine and so on and so forth. We are really have to do two things. One is to stem the supply, but more importantly, in my view, is take a look at the demand side, and that's to provide the support and the services for people so that we can steer them out of a path of addictions, or we can help bring people back. I'll use that phrase. So we have recently received a huge grant from the federal government to run a pilot on exactly those kind of things. In a very short period of time. The last time I checked with our staff, we had 140 people now that we're providing service to in a multidisciplined manner.
Okay. Prince Albert Mayor Bill Pawlinsky, we're all out of time right now, but thank you so much for a little bit of insight and a few minutes this morning.
Look forward to the next time. Thanks, Jeremy. Have a great one.
Take care.
Go over to the Saskatchewan Sports Hall of Fame. There are a couple of great exhibits happening right now. Janelle Lepai, take us through those.
Yeah, that's right, Daryl. Tons of exciting stuff going on here, and I've got Matthew Gorley with me to walk us through everything. Now, Matthew, thank you so much for having us. Really big milestone here, 60 years, hey?
It is 60 years of the Sask Sports Hall of Fame here in 2026. We're really happy to celebrate that with our new featured exhibit called Play Here, 60 years of Saskatchewan sport. And kind of behind me and in front of me here is our timeline, which features great inductees and stories. Obviously, just a few chosen for the timeline of the history of Sask sports, starting with Alex Dakota, who was Sask's first Olympian, was actually born before Saskatchewan was a province. So we're going pretty far back there. But yeah, it's really exciting here for having our 60th anniversary and celebrating all throughout the year.
Absolutely, it is. So tons and tons of great stuff. Now, take me through it a little bit. You've got millions here, of what feels like millions of really awesome artifacts even. Where do you find these things?
Well, the artifacts are donated by our inductees. They're all donated. We don't purchase anything, but yeah, we have some great things, and people are very generous with some of the artifacts and the history of their sports and their careers. I think you can see just behind me there a Saskatoon track uniform, which is interesting because that's from the 50s, but we saw Katrina LeMay Doan, who's actually farther down behind me. She posted photos recently of her as a young kid, and she's wearing the exact same uniform, so it's kind of fun seeing the evolution of some of these things. But yeah, we have lots of cool artifacts. We have jerseys and things, but also great stories about these great athletes and just some of the stories of Sask sport that hopefully are maybe not known by everyone.
Absolutely, Matthew. Thank you so much for this. If somebody's looking to come check it out, where can they go?
Yeah, we're at 2205 Victoria Avenue, right across the park from Victoria Park, and we're open Monday to Friday, 10 to 4, and then Saturdays, noon to 4. So we'd love to have you, and there's lots to show you here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Once again, 60 years, great things here, tons of beautiful artifacts. I've got to go check out a little bit more here.
It's June 4th, and we have these milestones to share with you. We'll start off with a big happy birthday going out to Hope, sending you a ton of love and well wishes for your special day from your mom and dad. Happy birthday wishes also going out to Dallas for his 12th birthday today. This shout out coming from your dad, Michelle, Ava, and Scarlett. Enjoy your day. Another 12th happy birthday to celebrate. Happy birthday to Evan with love from your mom, dad, Emmett, Alyssa, Grandma Rain, Cookums, Christine, and Pat, and the rest of your family. And another 12th birthday today. We're also celebrating Kyler as he marks this new milestone. His mom, dad, and sister wrote in and said they're so proud of you and the young man you're becoming. Also celebrating is Sorma. Happy birthday to you with love from your fiance Aaron, family, friends, and your dance troupe. Happy birthday to Stanley, turning 35 years old. Sky and your babies wrote in to say they hope your day is a great one. Enjoy. And here's a cool one. Happy birthday to Todd. Here he is pictured with his grandfather's 1953 GMC grain farm truck that he is proudly restoring. How cool is that? We hope you have an awesome day, Todd.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
If you have a milestone coming up, send us an email to yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca or simply scan that QR code on your screen. Please send those in at least one day in advance.
What is the jackpot at now?
$100 for Name That Sound. So 7:40 this morning, and that is when we will play, and we'll see if today is the day. We also have a lot of world premieres for you. Tomorrow, we're going to have the brand new one from Taylor Swift off the Toy Story 5 soundtrack, and she's kind of going back to a little bit of country roots. But today, brand new Lainey Wilson to play for you. It is Phone, Keys, Wallet, not to be confused with Adam Sandler's Phone, Wallet, Keys. Different order that's really been messing with my mind, but we'll play that new Lainey Wilson one for you coming up this morning, and to get your thoughts on it, you can text over to 54321.
Looking forward to it, Chase. Thank you.
Thanks, Darryl. See you next hour.
What did you steal?
Secrets.
The summer movie season is counting down to Steven Spielberg's Disclosure Day. The thriller about extraterrestrial life hits the box office on June 12th.
It's easier for me to describe it as my first film that will be, considered science fiction that I do not consider to be science fiction. It's much more reflective of the world as it is evolving and discoveries that are being made as we speak.
And happy birthday to the Pit star Noah Wiley, who is 55 today. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News.
9mm.
So how's this for inspiration? This is young Leonardo Patrick channeling the Beatles, a cover of Blackbird. Gifted little guy.
You have to credit his parents for giving him that taste, right?
1 million people have watched these music videos so far.
Wow.
He does everything too. Apparently does Nirvana, Radiohead, Metallica, a little bit of Ed Sheeran, just to name a few.
I want to know if he sings
Leonardo
with it.
Patrick.
There you go. You got to look him up.
All right. Well, from a gifted guitarist to a tapping teacher. Look at her go. Canadian and 3-time step dancing champion Ariel Hyatt is tapping to David Bowie in Queen's Under Pressure. The choreographer and teacher doesn't miss a beat while moving to these masters of music.
Darn. Does she do this in front of the classroom? I was half expecting her in front of a whiteboard.
Oh, I don't know. I was thinking dance teacher, but
I
thought the same thing.
Yeah, okay.
She's fabulous, though.
We took it far too literally. Time out. We're back right after this. It's Thursday, June 4th.
If they just sign this agreement to sustain $10 a day childcare, it's no longer $10 a day childcare.
Some Saskatchewan daycares criticizing the province's childcare agreement with the feds.
We'll be monitoring and looking at our forecast quite regularly, which we always do anyway, but that's definitely on our radar.
Some Saskatchewan residents evacuated by wildfire now able to head home. The Five Eyes intelligence network, which includes Canada, is warning job seekers about China using fake postings as a spying tool. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Kayleen. Good morning and happy Thursday.
Just spying through job ads. That's terrifying. What is the world coming to?
Okay, it's horrifying, and I completely agree with you. Personally, I've been hearing all those warnings for years about, we're getting spied on. I'm like, okay, people are going to see me Googling how to spell a word properly. They're going to see me Googling, online shopping that I can shop at work without my boss knowing.
If I caught my son the other day asking Google questions.
Oh, yeah.
Google, how do you spell my name? And then Google would spell it incorrectly because it doesn't know it.
Yeah.
That's not right.
Yeah. Ask Google how to say my name. It's like Kaylin Zawuski.
Siri does not like your name. 7:01. Let's get to that. RCMP are still looking for the suspect while community leaders continue to call for government assistance following the shooting death in Pelican Narrows. Wednesday afternoon, the RCMP released video of a man, a suspect in the shooting, that left one person dead, one injured. Previous suspect had been released without charges. The deceased, identified as a 28-year-old woman. Peter Ballantyne Cree Nation has identified both victims as band members from the Pelican Narrows area.
I can't speculate again the reasons why
they released the suspects, but it's very disheartening to know and very troublesome for our community while they're in a state of high alert, right? They're traumatized with the incidents that happened.
Valentine Cree Nation says it continues to reach out to the RCMP, the province and federal government, about filling vacant RCMP positions. Canada's allies in the Five Eyes intelligence agency now warning about China using job postings for spying.
Significant threats coming from China when it comes to foreign interference, espionage, national and economic security. And this alert is just a reminder that those are continuing.
According to the joint alert, China is using professional networking sites like LinkedIn, Indeed, and Upwork to gather intelligence. These fake job postings are used to target former military or government workers who have access or may have access to classified information. This comes as Canada and China work together on a reset after years of strained relations. CSIS warns academics, journalists, freelance writers, and think tank employees could also be targeted. Questions over the supply of oil are expected to continue as gas prices jump up over the volatile summer.
In the case of the United States, they produce 13.5 million barrels a day, but they consume 21 billion barrels. Another 30, 40 days of this, and we are in very serious trouble.
Price analyst Dan McTagg is warning the U.S. may face oil shortages by August. The Strait of Hormuz remains closed and oil reserves are drained. A worldwide shortage will mean higher prices here in Canada. After a brief dip, prices are edging back up across the country today. McTagg said drivers should take advantage when prices fall because they are likely to bounce back up. Some airlines are saying fuel supplies will not be an issue during the busy summer travel season. Air Canada sent out an email to customers saying the airline does not anticipate any significant impact throughout the summer. This comes after Lufthansa sent out a similar message last week saying the fuel supply is stable and summer is good to go. After the Iran war started back in April, there were warnings that Europe would run out of jet fuel in 6 weeks. Lufthansa says increased imports from North America and higher production in Europe have helped ease the strain. Some Canadians may see some extra cash from the federal government starting tomorrow. A top-up payment is scheduled ahead of the rollout of the Canadian Groceries and Essentials benefit. The CGEB credit begins next month and replaces the GST HST credit. The government says the one-time payment is meant to give immediate financial support during a transition period. Ottawa says the quarterly payments will now jump up by 25% for 5 years, giving support to Canadians with low and modest incomes. Ottawa is ordering a review of the CRTC's decision to charge streamers more to pay for Canadian content.
Secret to anyone that's been paying any attention to this that the USTR has identified these issues as a trade issue. It would be disingenuous to suggest that this is the single issue. The reality is we're impatient to make sure that the sector stays vital and stays supported.
The CRTC recently tripled the amount streamers have to contribute toward Canadian content. This was 5% of their Canadian revenue. Now it's going up to 15%. The U.S. has repeatedly complained about the Online Streaming Act in trade talks. Ottawa says it ordered the review because the decision could raise costs for Canadians. Community organizations in Saskatoon sounding the alarm over funding cuts, Jeremy.
Organizations working in Saskatoon's core neighborhoods say a cut in funding is leaving Saskatoon's most vulnerable people thirsty when they need it most. Keenan Sorokhan explains.
Last summer, roughly 100 people were visiting Station 20 West every day to get out of the heat and quench their thirst with a bottle of water. And it wasn't until this past April, organizers learned City Council voted to eliminate $50,000 to fund the bottled water distribution as part of a larger item during budget deliberations. Now, 400 to 450 people a day are coming through the doors, and organizers aren't sure how they'll manage when the next heat wave arrives.
We were just left with the idea that none of us could resource it because we're constantly expected to pick up the slack when government decides to make a decision unilaterally to cut resources.
Bottled water isn't the only option. There are 2 bottle filling stations in Pleasant Hill, one in front of the Saskatoon Community Clinic and another at the Central Urban Métis Federation Incorporated building. But Christopherson Cote says homeless people aren't carrying refillable bottles around, and offering a bottle of water is an easy way to de-escalate a potentially potentially dangerous situation.
So they've cut the water distribution and told us to just lean into the other infrastructure. But there's no increase in capacity for the other infrastructure, but there's 4 times more people needing access to service.
At a city committee meeting last month, administration said the city has only been funding bottled water handouts for a few years, and it was not included in any larger program.
If we didn't have the budget for it, it wasn't a service that we have built into any other operations.
Station 20 West is accepting donations of bottled water to try and help meet the demand this summer. Keenan Sora Khan, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Daryl, Métis culture took over a school in Yorkton yesterday.
3rd year in a row, more than 1,200 students had the chance to experience Métis culture firsthand. More than 20 stations available where Métis elders shared their wisdom and craft. Bannock and soup were available to taste and try, and students could watch skinning and tanning at other stations. For the first time this year, the event featured jigging dancers from Manitoba.
Now, the community has changed a lot, so now, everyone's together.
Okay, so the organizers say Métis Day is so popular, they're considering making it a 2-day event. A student at Miller Comprehensive High School in Regina has won a very notable humanitarian award. Senior Hudson Wallaby recently traveled to Ottawa after winning the Terry Fox Humanitarian Award with 14 other people from across the province. Wallaby has cerebral palsy and has used his battle to help others, volunteering as a medical first responder with St. John Ambulance and serving as an athletic trainer for local football leagues.
I want people to realize what trainers do. Not that a lot of times during practices you see us sitting on the sidelines. It's not majority of what we do. It's also the fact that getting involved and community service matters. A lot of people will sit there and walk by something happening. In reality, helping them is the best thing you can do, and the community service, that community aspect of a school is really what matters.
Wallaby plans on studying nursing at the U of R. Calgary Stampede has named its parade marshals this year.
I've always wanted to attend the Calgary Stampede, so to be able to come and be the parade marshal, it's surreal.
They're Olympic medalists Courtney Sereau and Mikhail Kingsbury. They are seasoned athletes, but they both say they're going to need some practice before getting on a horse. This year's Stampede Parade is on July the 3rd, the greatest outdoor show on earth. Take you to Tisdale, the Riversdale Golf Course. Lorraine got off just before that rain came, Kayleen.
Yeah, and some dark clouds in that photo. We're seeing some dark clouds across the province this morning, a very cloudy start to the day. However, I would still call this pleasant, and I know you're saying, but why, Kayleen? It looks so gray out there. Well, temperatures are still really nice to start the day, and we're also seeing very low wind speeds. So if you're factoring in everything else other than how cloudy it is out there, it's still a fairly nice start to the day in Saskatchewan. 11 degrees in Regina, but 10 degrees in Saskatoon with that cloud. Winds, again, very low to start your day, only coming in at 7 kilometers per hour to start, and they're not really going to be increasing all too much into the afternoon hours. We're seeing those colors to the west and to the east of us in Alberta and Manitoba. A little bit of that yellow moving in from the United States and Alberta into the southwest corner of the province, and that's where we are expecting to see some of that precipitation later on. However, we didn't really get a ton of it overnight, and it especially started to lessen after the midnight hour. So again, a very pleasant start to the morning today. Take a look at that block of cloud, though. It's not just exclusive to Saskatchewan. We're seeing that over in Alberta and Manitoba as well. A little bit more of that precipitation in the other provinces. Just a few spots for Saskatchewan to start the day. Into the later parts of the morning and the afternoon, we do see more of that working its way into the southwest corner of the province. So areas right around Swift Current and even farther south, closer to the border. And that's also where we are seeing a little bit of that thunderstorm activity popping up into the later parts of the afternoon and evening. So be prepared for that. Throughout the overnight hours, it starts to work its way over to the southeast corner of the province. It's around Estevan by about 3 to 4 a.m. So very early morning rain showers for you down in the southeast corner tomorrow. And then by the evening hours for Friday, we're talking about some of that thunderstorm activity in areas around the North Battleford, Lloydminster, over through Prince Albert. But again, that's going to be Friday evening. Saskatoon does have a low chance, only about 30% of seeing some of that thunderstorm activity tomorrow evening. Let's talk about today, though, into the afternoon. These temperatures are just barely below the seasonal average for this time of year. 19 degrees in Saskatoon, 20 degrees for Regina with a mix of sun and cloud later on. 19 degrees in Moose Jaw. Again, we will be seeing a little bit more of that sunshine later on. 19 degrees for Swift Current. We talked about that precipitation that's on the way. 21 for Weyburn with that cloud cover all throughout the afternoon. 21 for Estevan, a little bit more sunshine there. And 16 degrees for Yorkton. Again, a very cloudy day on tap. Taking a look at our rural forecast now, where we're continuing to see a whole lot of cloud cover for our day. Over in Hudson Bay, you do see that rain icon. That's more likely to be falling in the morning hours and then moving off into Manitoba by the afternoon. 14 degrees, though, so that is below the seasonal average. 19 degrees over in Outlook and Kindersley as well. Down south, we do see some more of those 20-degree temperatures popping up in Rockland, Assiniboia, Pilot Butte. However, we are seeing some more of that thunderstorm activity down through the southwest corner of the province, right around East End, Maple Creek and Leader. Let's take a look at Govan, where internet plans up to 1 gig are available from SaskTel. 18 degrees this afternoon, a mix of sun and clouds, and winds remaining very calm all throughout your afternoon.
Saskatoon is set for another exciting children's festival, and our Mike Siona is teeing it up for us this morning. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, indeed. Not only are we teeing it up here with Kayla Rourke, who's the executive director of the Children's Festival of Saskatchewan, but we find ourselves on the Spotlight mini stage, which is very exciting. Just one of the kind of new venues, new things going on this year, and it's all about so many performers. Talk to us about the performances.
Yeah, so we have 3 stages now if you count our Spotlight mini stage. We've got our Blue Sky stage, where I'm not going to name all the performers right now, but we've got like Sharon Lois and Bram sing-along is really exciting. That was like me for my nostalgic heart, for parents to be able to share that joy with their kids too, of like some stuff they grew up singing and loving, and so that's Sharon with her daughter Randy. We've got some really cool like looping artists called Roop Loops on the stage behind us here. In the big top tent, we've got like a merry marching band. They're like a clown marching band, exactly that. It's going to be really, really fun. So all their instruments on stage, as well as like a ton of other performances on those spaces. And then here on the Spotlight mini stage, there'll be pop-up performances throughout the day as well from lots of our roving performers that you can catch around the site. But
incredible, something for everyone, which is cool. And talk to me about some of the cultural experiences, because culture can kind of take a variety of shapes and forms.
Totally. Well, yeah, exactly that. Cultural experiences can take a lot of shapes and forms, and like we spoke about earlier, we're looking to really represent as many different cultures as we can. So like on our Danceland stage, we have a variety of dancers from across lots of different cultures coming and representing like what dancing looks like in their culture, as well as like we've got White Buffalo Youth Lodge. We'll have the Métis Nation Saskatchewan here as well, doing some like cultural teachings and learnings, as well as just having a really, really fun time.
It's fantastic. And we've got a little maze here all set up. Things are looking luscious. Things are looking green. So come on down today from 9:30 to 4. Tomorrow from 9:30 to 4. And then on the weekend you get the extra hour. Plus there's the free stage. Doors open at 5:15. Show at 5:30 on Friday night. I hope I got that all right.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yes. Back to you.
It's great, Mike. Thank you very much. Sounds good. We'll check back in with you in a little while.
Hello there, Matt Scooby inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Wednesday. For it, we will head to the pitch, an international friendly between Poland and Nigeria. Poland down a goal in the 5th minute of extra time. How about Przemysław Wisniewski unleashes the incredible strike from way outside the box to tie the match at 2 in the final moments. A beautiful goal is your must-see moment from Wednesday. And tonight, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. The new CFL season kicks off with Thursday night football as the Alouettes take on the Tiger Cats. It all starts at 7 p.m. Eastern across the TSN network. That's all for now from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
Stanley Cup final continues. You can see all that action happening most nights, but today we're focusing your attention on underwater hockey.
This is one of the most intense, physically demanding sports you can get, mainly because not only do you train like an Olympic athlete, but you hold your breath while you're doing it.
That sounds like torture, honestly, torture. One of the places underwater hockey is the most popular is the UAE. They're hoping to have a great showing at this year's World Championships, which I didn't know was a thing. It's in Indonesia this summer. Sport first developed in the 1950s in the UK and seems to be surging in popularity just about everywhere else now. I've not heard of this being played anywhere in Saskatchewan. So if you're playing underwater hockey here, let me know. We'll come out and we'll check it out.
Look at how
They need more lights.
they look like mermaids. This is crazy.
Look at them. Look at them go.
Wow.
Maybe that's
Impressive.
a career that you would not want to get into. And that's our question of the day today.
Yeah, we're asking you about what's that career that you just see and you're like, I could never, ever do that, and why? A few good answers coming into our inbox so far. We would love to see some more. We had Howard saying, I could not be a surgeon, just don't have the guts to, you know, open a person up.
I want to be the guy who cleans the stuff off the bottom of a boat.
Oh.
Know those guys?
Yeah.
That's a career.
What?
Okay.
I don't want to do that.
That's hard labor.
That's right. I don't want to do it.
What a random career to say, oh, you know what, I don't want to do that.
You're welcome.
You know what, I never want to be an underwater welder. I never want to do that. Debbie saying, I could never do paramedic or EMT work. The awful scenes that they come upon would be so difficult to block out. A lot of respect for those people, though. Absolutely. Totally. Yeah. A few other answers now. Gary giving a shout out to me. You don't want to do the weather because it's a lot of you shoot the messenger, right? And again, I say it a lot, but people will come up to me in the grocery stores and be like, hey, why don't you order the sun to come out? I wish I could.
And that right there is why I never ever tried weather.
Yeah. Darren saying I wouldn't want to be a farmer. Long, hard work. The weather, it's weather dependent, working alone. There's just so many factors to make farming so difficult.
So
and
some of the reasons
stressful.
that people love it too. Being alone and
it's true.
Your own boss.
But it's a stressful one.
Always interesting.
Sure is.
So we want to hear from you, though. Text your name and your answer to 10400. Standard message rates may apply, or scan that QR code on your screen. What's that one job that you just say, nope, I could never do it?
I don't want to be producer Nathan.
The Canadian government has directed the country's broadcasting regulator to review its recent decision to triple mandatory contributions from large foreign streaming services to Canadian content production, a move that had drawn sharp criticism from U.S. industry groups. In a statement on Wednesday, the government called for a reversal of the move and noted that Culture Minister Mark Miller has instead announced $600 million in annual direct federal funding to support the sector. A growing number of Americans are searching for properties in Canada as they consider seeking refuge north of the border. A new report from the Canadian real estate company Royal LePage says U.S.-originated sessions on the company's website have spiked throughout the first half of 2026. Broadcom shares fell in extended trading after the company delivered a disappointing forecast for artificial intelligence chip revenue, signaling its efforts to gain ground in the burgeoning industry are going more slowly than anticipated. AI semiconductor revenue will be $16 billion in the fiscal third quarter, missing the $17.2 billion estimate. Those are your morning business headlines. For B&M Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
Time for your morning mystery. We are told it is a person. If you've never seen the segment before, 3 clues. Guess along at home. Clue number 1 coming up on your screen. There it is. The actor we're talking about was born in Hollywood, California on June 4th, so celebrating a birthday today. Oh, I listened to the Entertainment Report. He won the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Drama Series in 2025, and he played a doctor multiple times in his career on shows ER and The Pit.
I don't know. I didn't listen to the Entertainment Report today.
What's his name?
You didn't watch The Pit? It's so good. It's on Crave.
It's shameless promo. I don't know how. What is?
Are we putting it up yet? I already did.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go. I know W.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. The very last thing in the Entertainment Report we just read. Noah Wiley. That's what it was. Happy birthday to him. I can't remember his age. That is today's morning mystery.
Studio consideration provided by Father's Furniture, specializing in quality Canadian-made furniture.
Your school day forecast is brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zone safe. If you're heading out to catch the bus in Regina, we are still at 11 degrees and still stuck at 10 degrees in Saskatoon. Both cities seeing a lot of cloud cover to start the day. By lunchtime in Regina, 18 degrees and 16 degrees by lunch in Saskatoon. And by final bell, both cities sitting just under those expected daytime highs. We're going to be seeing the highs a little bit later on in the afternoon today, but 19 degrees by final bell in Regina and 18 by final bell in Saskatoon. The average price in both major Saskatchewan cities today is $165.9. In Regina, you might be able to find it for as low as $145.9. And in Saskatoon, you might be able to find it for as low as $155.9 today. In the farm markets, we find the street price of canola sitting at $736.15 per ton. The futures price, $778.10 per ton. Amber durum wheat now at $285.20 per ton. And red spring wheat, $276.41 per ton. And the Canadian dollar continues to trend down. It's now at 72.03 cents US. Coming up, what Canada's new AI strategy could mean for you. Stay with us.
.30 just about here on your Thursday morning. Thank you for being with us. We begin with the wildfire front now. While some are returning home after evacuating, others are expressing concern over what the next few months may look like for them. Hallie Mandrick reports.
Nathan Peters is entering his fourth wildfire season, managing his family's logging company, and he says the challenges become larger each year.
The instability. You plan your operations based on areas and public consultation. There's a lot of hoops to go through, and it's not a quick process. It takes time. So you start doing it, and then each year it seems like fire season impacts things more.
According to the Saskatchewan Public Safety Agency, the lobstick fire impacting Peters was last reported to be 80% contained, and all evacuation orders in the area have been lifted. Additionally, those from Red Earth Cree Nation who had to evacuate due to the Cayford fire are now able to return home, and the provincial fire ban was lifted. While Wednesday offered some good news for those in the impacted areas, officials warn that wildfire season is still in the early stages.
It looks like it's going to be hot and dry, so which is a concern for us, which means more wildfires and also aggressive wildfires. So we'll be monitoring and looking at our forecast quite regularly, which we always do anyway, but that's definitely on our radar.
For Peters, he's seen firsthand the community effort that goes into this time of year.
The local fire departments and the volunteer effort, it was phenomenal. I seen it personally on one front. I was out helping for 2.5, 3 days with a trailer and water totes and a pump and fire hose that we keep for our forestry operations.
While the community is remaining strong, Peters is anxiously waiting to see if any recommendations in the independent review report on the 2025 wildfires previously commissioned by the province will provide some guidance to help mitigate the damage.
I think you'd be hard-pressed to find anybody that doesn't believe fire is a natural part of the landscape, and we are going to lose value every year, no matter what we do. But does it have to be to this scale?
According to the province, the report, along with the government's response, will be released publicly in the coming weeks. Hallie Mandrick, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Shift a couple of provinces over. Almost 24 properties are under evacuation notice this morning due to an out-of-control wildfire in the BC interior. Caribou Regional District issued the evacuation notice earlier this week. The Swede Creek had grown to cover 1,300 hectares of land as of Tuesday afternoon. More than 100 firefighters are currently responding. Authorities say there could be some light rain in the forecast. Some Saskatchewan daycare centres are criticizing the province's $10 a day childcare agreement. The agreement came into effect at the beginning of April to keep childcare at $10 a day. However, new funding models like reduced funding for part-time and casual care are creating some issues, according to providers, and it has some childcare providers calling on the province to reverse course.
If they just sign this agreement to sustain $10 a day childcare, it's no longer $10 a day childcare. If parents are now paying hundreds of dollars more for administration fees and extended hours fees and fundraising fees and all these other fees that we need to put on them now just to try to make ends meet so that we don't have to close our doors.
The Ministry of Education says funding for part-time spaces is not ending. Rather, it's capping funding to available spaces at individual centres. The new model is set to come into effect July 1st under the province's agreement. The federal government will release its National Artificial Intelligence Strategy today. Canada's AI Minister Evan Solomon says that it will ensure that AI works for people. Solomon posting that the strategy will be a practical plan to build trust, accelerate adoption, protect Canadians, and make sure that more people and businesses can benefit from the opportunities AI presents. Last fall, the government appointed a task force to advise it on a new strategy, but critics say that group relied too much on perspectives of the industry and tech sector. Next, we begin in the Middle East, where Israel and Lebanon have agreed to carry out a new ceasefire as long as Hezbollah stops its attacks.
Has agreed with the guidance of the United States to swiftly advance the creation of pilot zones in which the Lebanese armed forces will take exclusive control of the territory to the exclusion of all non-state actors.
U.S. officials say these steps will help the push towards a comprehensive peace and security deal. The announcement coming in Washington after Israeli strikes killed at least 9 people in southern Lebanon and Hezbollah fired rockets into northern Israel. There's hope this new ceasefire can help pave the way to ending the U.S. and Israeli war in Iran.
Vote, the yeas are 215 and the nays are 208. The concurrent resolution is adopted.
Also in Washington, a firm rebuke of Donald Trump's war in Iran. The U.S. House of Representatives voted to direct Trump to withdraw American troops from Iran or face a vote in Congress to continue. 4 Republicans voted with Democrats to advance the resolution, which is largely symbolic. Ukraine says it has struck a Russian gunpowder factory just outside of Moscow. The Ukrainian military says the strike ignited a fire that covers an area about 400 square meters, or about 1.5 tennis courts. Ukraine has recently launched a campaign of drone strikes against Russian supply routes in Russian-controlled territory in eastern Ukraine. At least 8 people were killed when a Ukrainian drone hit a bus that was traveling from Moscow to Crimea on Wednesday, according to Russian-appointed officials. Ukrainian long-range drones also reportedly struck an oil terminal in St. Petersburg. For people thinking of getting in on the SpaceX IPO, we now have a better deal of how much it might cost. SpaceX has set the suggested price of $135 US per share. That puts the company's valuation at $1.75 trillion US. That doesn't mean that is the price that shares will trade at. That is decided by the market. The stock is expected to start trading on June 12th in what could be the biggest IPO ever. Depending on how stocks trade, it could make Elon Musk a trillionaire. U Sports is adding women's flag football as a pilot sport in the 2027-28 season. Since 2022, Football Canada has been organizing a national championship that features players from universities and colleges across the country, 3 from Saskatchewan. A sport has been big in Regina, as you know, the Youth Flag Football League earning international recognition, so we'll see if this picks up even more momentum. If you're visiting Toronto for the World Cup or otherwise this summer, you'll have to check out the Great Canadian Beaver Quest.
Shines the light on Toronto's amazing artistic scene and the amazing talent that we have across the GTA.
Okay, so it's a massive scavenger hunt challenging people to take a picture with all 51 unique beavers in Old Town Toronto. Each one has a QR code. The more entries you make, the more likely you are to win gift cards for local business. Contest runs until mid-August, and after that, the art pieces will be auctioned off to benefit charity. Let's get to that weather forecast. Is there rain on the way today? It did wipe out a lot of kids' sports yesterday.
Well, we are talking about some precipitation this morning right around the area of Hudson Bay and areas just east of Prince Albert. Later on into the afternoon, though, we're going to continue to see some of that precipitation down through the southwest corner of the province. Other than that, Regina and Saskatoon going to be seeing some sunshine poking through those clouds later on this afternoon. It is a cloudy start to the day, though, and low wind speeds. We are seeing a little bit more of that green popping up on your screen, but but we do still have some pockets of blue indicating that it is still a cooler morning in some places. 9 degrees in South End, Melfort and Hudson Bay. Other places have went up into those double digits, though. 11 degrees in Spiritwood, Prince Albert and Buffalo Narrows. Down in the south, East End has now popped up into those double digits as well. 10 degrees there, although we are still seeing a pocket of that light blue color. 12 degrees in Swift Current and Moose Jaw. 11 degrees in Regina still. 10 degrees in Saskatoon still. And 10 degrees in Weyburn and Estevan as well. These temperatures in the afternoon are right around or slightly below the seasonal average. So it's a very mild spring day is what we'll say. It's pleasant. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. It's just right down the middle. 18 degrees in Prince Albert with that cloud cover. 19 degrees for Saskatoon today. 20 degrees for Regina and 21 for Weyburn. These temperatures that we're peaking at are likely coming a little bit later on in the afternoon than we typically see them, right around 4 to 5 p.m. So if you are wanting to get outside, maybe take out the grill tonight, it's a good option unless you're waking up with us from that southwest corner, where we did talk about that we're going to be seeing some precipitation there. It's not going to be a whole lot, but we do have it coming with the risk of a thunderstorm as well. Let's talk about just how average these temperatures are. We did say it's just slightly below. The average in Regina on June 4th is 21.9 degrees, and the average in Saskatoon is 21.4. Last year on this day, both cities were within a degree. We're talking about decimal points here to what we're reaching today. Last year in Regina was 19.2 degrees in the afternoon, and last year in Saskatoon it was 18.8. The record back in 1988 for both cities. For Regina that was 36.9, and for Saskatoon that was 38.0. We are talking about temperatures going up tomorrow for Regina and a risk of a thunderstorm for Saturday night. The afternoon though going to be quite pleasant. 19 degrees by Sunday. Some more rain on the way by mid next week. In Saskatoon again, temperatures going up tomorrow, but we do have a risk of a thunderstorm we're watching coming in for the evening hours. 23 degrees on Saturday. Again, taking a look at that rain coming in throughout the evening. Afternoon should be okay. We are once again preparing to celebrate cuisine, community, and culture at India Night 2026. To tell us what we can expect this year, we have Gloria Walsh and Ronnie Bilku joining us now in studio. Good morning and welcome to you both.
Good morning.
So Ronnie, I'm going to come over to you. This is such a favorite event for the community. What can we expect this year?
Well, lots of good things again this year. Of course, the good food that we have, and then we'll have some cultural events, some dancing and some fashion show, and live auction and silent auction. So expect some good food.
So good
food,
food,
entertainment,
good times, good entertainment. But of course, it's all for a good cause as well. So I'm going to come on over to you, Gloria. Tell us what we're supporting this year and what kind of impact it's going to make.
Well, this year the support will go to Creative Kids Saskatchewan. Creative Kids provides opportunity for the most vulnerable in our community, our children. So we provide support for children ages 4 to 19 to participate in the arts. Things like music lessons and dance lessons and theater workshops. So there's a huge impact. 100% of the proceeds will stay right here in the city of Regina. On average, we support about 600 kids a year. We get asked for about $350,000 just in Regina alone. So we hope to raise about $200,000 this year at India Night, hopefully more, and that will just help us to be able to continue to support those children, to grow, shine, belong, and to be able to participate with others in the community.
Well, it's a big goal, but I know you guys have reached your goals before, and hopefully you surpass it this year. But Ronnie, let's talk about the history of this event a little bit, because we know it's a long-standing tradition here in Regina, and why you think it's so important to showcase Indian culture.
I think in the world today, I think everyone needs to know that we're all same. We need to accept each other. Diversity is a big thing in the city here. It's always been. Multicultural has been a big thing in Saskatchewan here. So we just like to showcase and include the larger community as well in our events. And we're 70% sold out now. So, it's like you said, it's a very looked after
for events. So if you're looking to purchase tickets, do it now.
Last time I checked, it was 50% sold out. Now it's already jumped up to 70%. So again, tickets are going fast. How can people get a hold of that last 30% of tickets?
We have them online. Go to our cultureconnectionsregina.ca or call any of us, myself and Renu, or even Gloria at Creative Kids.
Awesome. Thank you both so much for your time this morning. Again, that's happening October 3rd, right?
Right.
October 3rd. Tickets are 70% sold out. If you want to have some good food, some great entertainment, and just have some good times, you can get in contact with them. What's happening in our community. The Assiniboia Garage and Yard Sale is happening June 6th throughout Assiniboia. Call 306-640-8800. Pony Express on the Prairies is happening June 6th at 10 a.m., starting in the town of Francis and ending in Fillmore. Call 306-861-7136. An Old Time Dance is happening June 6th at 7:30 p.m. at the Hazeldale Recreation Center. Call 306-547-4284. And Show and Shine is on June 7th at 11 a.m. at the A&W on Albert Street and Avonhurst Drive. Call 306-537-0675. Submit your event to our community by visiting our website, ctvregina.ca, click Community Calendar, or scan the QR code on your screen.
Let's head back out to Janelle Lippi at the Saskatchewan Sports Hall of Fame. Good morning, Janelle.
Good morning, Jeremy. That's right, and I've got Matthew Gorley back with me. Now, Matthew, we are in the midst of Pride Month and a wonderful Pride display right beside us here. Talk to me about it.
Yeah, we're really happy to celebrate Pride Month in Saskatchewan. One of our students, Oliver Timo, who helped curate this exhibit, did a really good job. They're going to be doing a talk on it on June 11th at 6 p.m. here at the Hall of Fame to discuss some of the research. And yeah, it's really great to celebrate some of the great Sask athletes who are LGBTQ2S+. So yeah, some of them, their stories are here, and there's lots of stories about other organizations as well within the province that have helped support diversity and help people from that community with finding acceptance in places where they can compete in sports safely and comfortably.
Absolutely. And on that same note, talk to me a little bit about that importance of having representation in sports.
Yeah, it's great. And, you know, having representation is so nice. And that's why we're really happy to have this, because sometimes these stories don't get told and maybe historically haven't been told. So, you know, we have inductees like Shannon Miller, who was the first female head coach of the Canadian Women's Olympic team. Jackie Nickel, who's captain of the women's softball team, are featured. So there's a lot of athletes and stories, and we interviewed some of them to talk to them about their experiences and growth in sport in Saskatchewan. And so it's really interesting to hear about the successes they've had and some of the challenges they faced. So yeah, we're really happy to celebrate Pride and help elevate their stories.
Absolutely. All right. And for those who are interested in coming and checking this out, where can they go? Yeah,
we're open Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and we'll be open on Saturdays, noon to 4 p.m. And as I mentioned, June 11th, there'll be that talk. So we'd love to have people here then as well to hear more. And this will be on display for a couple months. So if you're celebrating Pride during June, please come down and see us.
All right, Matthew, thanks so much for this.
Thank you so much for coming.
All right. Well, once again, 60th anniversary, tons of great exhibits to come check out as well. Lots of heart and soul goes into these.
Wonderful. Janelle, thank you very much. We'll see you again in a little while.
It's June 4th, and we have these milestones to share with you. We'll start off with a big happy birthday going out to Hope, sending you a ton of love and well wishes for your special day from your mom and dad. Happy birthday wishes also going out to Dallas for his 12th birthday today. This shout out coming from your dad, Michelle, Ava, and Scarlett. Enjoy your day. Another 12th birthday to celebrate today. Happy birthday to Evan with love from your mom, dad, Emmett, Alyssa, Grandma Rain, Cookums, Christine, and Pat, and the rest of your family. And another 12th birthday today. We're also celebrating Kyler as he marks this milestone. His mom, dad, and sister wrote in and said they're so proud of you and the young man you're becoming. Also celebrating today is Sorma. Happy birthday to you with lots of love from your fiance Aaron, family, friends, and your dance troupe. And happy birthday to Stanley, turning 35 years old. Sky and your babies wrote in to say they hope your day is a great one. Enjoy. And here's a cool one. Happy birthday to Todd. Here he is pictured with his grandfather's 1953 GMC grain farm truck that he's proudly restoring. How cool is that? We hope you have an awesome day, Todd.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
If you have a milestone coming up, send us an email to yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca or simply scan that QR code on your screen. Please send those in at least one day in advance.
Curious, did anybody call in after we aired all of those off-key for VIP entries and say, I didn't think it was going to be on TV?
There were some people who actually doubled down and sent another one and apologized too. They're like, no, I heard it. I'm so sorry. But also I want to win these tickets. So here we go. Another entry. And you can put in as many entries as you like. Actually, coming up after 8 o'clock, we have the world premiere new Lainey Wilson of Phone, Keys, Wallet. And hey, she's at Country Thunder this year. You could hit the talkback feature with the iHeartRadio app and sing that one right back to us. And that gets you another entry for off-key for VIP. We'll do our first draw coming up tomorrow morning. That will get you general admission passes and then into the grand prize, which could see those upgrade to platinum.
We can't win this contest, but we want to enter anyway. So we're taking suggestions. What song do you think we should sing?
Oh my goodness, I want to hear a melody of Creed, 4 songs all mashed together from all of you at the CTV building.
I know that she could do a My Chemical Romance, but they're not on the stage this year. She's fist pumping over here. Thanks so much, Chase.
Looking forward to the song.
Please, just now, we have nothing. I don't know what's gonna happen.
The Amazing Digital Circus, The Last Act, is the latest YouTube sensation to hit the big screen. The series, about 6 people trying to connect while trapped in a virtual world, has racked up more than 1.3 billion views on YouTube. The Last Act sold more than $5 million worth of tickets the first weekend they were on sale. It's in theaters for 2 weeks beginning today before landing on YouTube.
In the beginning, it was fine for me to be friends with her because I was better than her.
That hurt. I knew that I needed to be more of a killer instinct.
Here's your first look at Chris and Martina, the final set, about how tennis legends Chris Evert and Martina Navratilova went from bitter rivals on the court to friends facing cancer diagnoses together. The documentary, which includes their treatment and recovery, debuts June 26th on Netflix. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Shots that hopefully I'll use against.
Over to you.
All right, let's finish this hour off with a smooth criminal.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's right. Check out these moves. That's Tempo, the border collie, the king of pop. Even flips the hat off, puts it back on her head. 34 million views for this guy.
This is really cool. I like this one. I think we've shown off Tempo before. Very well-trained pup.
Speaking of talent, wait till you see this tapping teacher. Her name is Ariel Hyatt, tapping to Under Pressure, as you know. The choreographer and teacher doesn't miss a beat. Kayleen, you're a dance instructor at one point in your life. What do you grade it?
This is an A++. The sounds are crisp and clear.
Can you do tap?
I can tap. Would you like me to tap in my next weather segment?
I would love.
I still own my tap shoes, and it's one of my favorite things to do. So.
Okay,
you need to give this the official dance competition grade of Diamond Plus.
Oh yes. Well, it's different from. I'm so ancient now that we never had the diamonds and the platinums. It was bronze, silver, or gold. Like maybe you got a high gold. But I see dance competitions now, and I hear, oh, I got diamond, platinum, plus.
I'm clipping that out. That I'm so ancient now, and that's going to be her ringtone for the eternity. We're back after this. It's Thursday, June 4th. The Five Eyes Alliance intelligence network that includes Canada now warning job seekers about China using fake postings as a spying tool.
We'll be monitoring and looking at our forecast quite regularly, which we always do anyway, but that's definitely on our radar.
Some Saskatchewan residents evacuated by wildfire now able to go home.
I want people to realize what trainers do.
And a student at Miller Comprehensive High School in Regina has won a very notable humanitarian award. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. To your morning, Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Kayleen. Good morning and happy Thursday.
Well, is it going to be a happy Thursday? A lot of outdoor sports got canceled yesterday.
I think it is going to be a very happy Thursday for everywhere except the southwest corner of the province. Right around Swift Current, we'll still be seeing some of that rain, risk of thunderstorms. Other than that, though, a fairly pleasant day.
I think they canceled my kids' soccer way too early. It was okay by game time. We would have been able to play. Let's get over to news. We'll begin with community leaders in Pelican Narrows calling for more supports after violence in the area. Jasmine Peltier reports.
RCMP are still looking for the suspect, while community leaders continue to call for government assistance following Monday's shooting death in Pelican Narrows.
What happened on Monday is not who we are. This is being done to us by organized crime, addictions, by decades of neglect. Our community showed up, our security showed up, our health staff showed up, and this is who we are.
Wednesday afternoon, the RCMP released video of a male suspect in the shooting that left one dead and one injured. A previous suspect has been released without charges.
I can't speculate again the reasons why they released the suspects, but it's very disheartening to know and very troublesome for our community while they're in a state of high alert, right? They're traumatized with the incidents that happened.
The deceased has been identified as a 28-year-old woman, and the injured victim is an adult male, now in non-life-threatening condition. Peter Ballantyne Cree Nation has identified both victims as band members from Pelican Narrows. RCMP believed there was an altercation at a residence between individuals who knew each other. RCMP believed the woman was injured at a residence, and minutes later, the male victim was injured on a road near the health clinic. The most recent shooting took place in the days following a visit from the Minister of Community Safety. The visit was in response to pleas from the community following a different homicide in Pelican Narrows several weeks earlier. Peter Ballantyne Cree Nation says it continues to speak with the RCMP, the province, and the federal government about filling vacant RCMP positions in Pelican Narrows. Pelican Narrows is taking steps to curb criminal activity with restrictions on motorized vehicles, as the community hopes for an end to the rising violence. Jasmine Peltier, CTV News, Prince Albert.
There's strong optimism at this year's Saskatchewan Oil and Gas Show in Weyburn. High prices have prompted renewed activity in the oil patch. Comes as the provincial government nears the target date for a 25% increase in production. Wayne Mantika reports.
It's a good time for the petroleum industry as drilling rigs tower over the Saskatchewan Oil and Gas Show in Weyburn.
And I think there's a lot of optimism, and hopefully, especially with the Saskatchewan government being very supportive of our industry, I think that's great for everybody here.
Strong prices come as the province works toward an ambitious goal of increasing crude production by 25% to 600,000 barrels a day.
but indications are positive, and I haven't been able to say that for a very long time.
The target date of 2030 is drawing near.
We have an opportunity to take our oil production from what it is today to something far beyond what we even ever thought it could be.
Each year, the Weyburn Show inducts a group of longtime industry leaders into a Hall of Fame. This year, the next generation was also present, the first students to complete oil and gas industry classes in high school.
Getting to go where nobody else gets to go is kind of just, kind of bonus, and you get to meet all the nice operators. Like, everybody's super nice, hardworking, and it kind of just inspires you.
Oil and gas is known for being a highly cyclical industry. Current high prices are prompting a strong sense of optimism at this year's show. Wayne Mantica, CTV News, Weyburn.
Canadian Food Inspection Agency has put a pause on its proposed new movement reporting requirements for cattle and bison, a reversal that is music to the ears of the Saskatchewan Cattle Association and producers alike. The current requirements for cattle and bison require animals to have an RFID tag to be tracking where they are raised, but the proposed regulations would see animals tracked everywhere they go throughout their life cycle, something the Saskatchewan Cattle Association says would be a burden.
We went about the province and had town hall meetings, and it was pretty clear from our producers that they did not want to see the proposed regulations going forward. We relayed that message to the Canadian Cattle Association as well as CFIA, and so we were grateful of the announcement they come with yesterday.
The Canadian Food Inspection Agency says it will continue to work with cattle and livestock industries to come up with future plans aimed at strengthening the traceability program. Jeremy, community organizations in your town sounding the alarm over funding cuts.
Yeah, Daryl, organizations working in Saskatoon's core neighborhoods say a cut in funding is eliminating bottled water distribution for those that need it most. Now, last year, roughly 100 people were visiting Station 20 West every day to quench their thirst. During this recent heat wave, with a growing homeless population, organizers say those numbers have quadrupled to 400 or 450 people. During budget deliberations last fall, the city eliminated $50,000, which was used to buy bottled water. And while there are bottle filling stations nearby, the Saskatoon Poverty Reduction Team says homeless people aren't carrying refillable bottles around, and this plan doesn't cut it.
Cut the water distribution and told us to just lean into the other infrastructure, but there's no increase in capacity for the other infrastructure, but there's 4 times more people needing access to service.
City administration said the city has been funding bottled water for a few years, and that funding was not meant to be long-term. 2 men on trial for human trafficking will have to wait until August to learn their fate. Mohammed Masoom and Sohail Haider accused of trafficking a Bangladeshi woman to work in restaurants in Gull Lake, Tisdale, and Elrose in 2023. Masoom is also charged with 3 counts of sexual assault. The woman can't be named because of a publication ban. The Crown argued the woman was psychologically controlled and abused for cheap labor and financial gain. The defense argued she fabricated her allegations in an effort to remain in Canada. The judge has reserved his decision until August. Well, Daryl, Yorkton residents now have a chance to keep backyard hens on their property.
I think Kayleen wants to move to Yorkton because of this. After council approved the motion earlier this year, the applications for the hens program is open. 5 licenses will be granted to residents, allowing them to keep 5 hens on their properties. The program does not allow for roosters or chicks. It sets a strict requirement for proper care and coop sizes as well. There you go. Another reason to move to the parkland. Aaron Keatley's always like, you gotta move here.
Is this an appropriate time for me to plug? I would love to buy somebody's farm fresh eggs. You can send me an email because I do want to start buying that.
And state sales and
Well, I'm on the Sask Farm to Fresh Facebook page, and I'm commenting on people being like, hi, do you sell eggs? Can you please send me a message? I want farm fresh eggs. So anyways, send me an email. Let's turn our attention outside to the weather picture here. It's a bit of a gray and cloudy start to the day in Regina, although temperatures aren't so bad. We're at 12 degrees right now. Winds coming in at 13 kilometers per hour. In Saskatoon, we're at 11 degrees. Again, a bit of a gray and cloudy start to the morning, but it's not going to be so bad in the afternoon. We will be seeing the sun coming out, and very pleasant because the winds are finally remaining very low today, other than that southwest corner where we are going to be seeing some more of that precipitation later on this morning into those afternoon hours. But again, overall today, very pleasant with low wind speeds. Radar and satellite showing where we got that rain starting late yesterday evening, right around the Parkland region there. And then, of course, it does diminish quite a bit as of the midnight hour. We are seeing a little bit of precipitation this morning, areas just east of Prince Albert and Saskatoon. They're right close to the Manitoba border. Again, it does lessen a lot into the afternoon, other than that southwest corner of the province there. By the overnight and evening, or rather morning hours for tomorrow, we do see a lot of that system moving off to areas around Estevan there. But again, you're not really going to be seeing it for your afternoon today if you're waking up with us from the south east corner. It's just the southwest corner that we're concerned about for that rain. Into the evening tomorrow, you do see some more of that color popping up north. So although you do see it in areas farther north with the risk of the thunderstorm, we are also expanding that to Saskatoon and Prince Albert as well. It's a low chance of getting a thunderstorm, but it does exist. So we're going to tell you about it for your Friday night. Today's forecast looking right around or just slightly below that seasonal average, with a lot of cloud cover in the Battlefords and Prince Albert with that high of 18 degrees. 19 degrees for Saskatoon, as well as Moose Jaw today. 17 for Yorkton with that cloud cover. 20 degrees for Regina. 21 in Weyburn and 21 in Estevan. And we already told you about that rain that's on the way for Swift Current. 19 degrees, though, with that precipitation. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. 26 degrees tomorrow, so it looks like Friday is going to be nice for Regina. The risk of a thunderstorm does return for Saturday evening. The afternoon, though, you should be safe to go outside and enjoy that high of 26 degrees. 19 degrees by Sunday, 22 on Monday with more of that sunshine on that day, but more rain coming in for Tuesday and Wednesday. In Saskatoon, the risk of a thunderstorm in the evening, as we just mentioned, it's a low chance, but we're going to let you know about it. 25 degrees in the afternoon, though. 23 on Saturday with more rain on the way, and the sun returning for your day on Sunday up to 19 degrees.
This day in history, June 4th, 1979, Flora MacDonald became the first woman appointed as Canada's Secretary of State for External Affairs. June 14th, 2014, 3 RCMP officers were killed and 2 others injured by a gunman in Moncton. And June 4th, 1760, planters from New England began arriving in Nova Scotia to claim land taken from the Acadian people. And on this day in 1984, Columbia Records releases Bruce Springsteen's 7th studio album, Born in the USA, his biggest commercial success that topped the charts in 11 countries and sold over 30 million copies worldwide.
In case you missed it, a French winery has restored a collection of late 19th century wines discovered in Czechia. Now, they were hidden for years in the chapel floor of a castle. 133 bottles, most dating between 1892 and 1899, were hidden around the end of the Second World War. Now, the place it was stored was actually a good one, and the wine's quality was proven when they tested it in 2016, so they're now displaying it at the castle. I wonder how that would taste.
Expensive. That's how it would taste.
That would.
It would taste like
I bet it wouldn't taste very good at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They charge a lot for that. Maybe that's a career you don't want to try. You don't want to be the guy that's stomping the grapes You see
Oh,
that
yeah,
in
with the
old-timey
grapes
movies?
between your toes.
Yeah,
I don't want that.
Squishing the grape juice out.
No, I don't want that
do
at
that
all.
one. What else don't people want to do?
Well, another great roundup of answers. We had Lori saying, I could never be a letter carrier. First of all that walking. Second, I need multiple bathroom breaks. So you can knock on the people's doors. Hello, let me in.
Here's your package. Can I use your facilities?
Michelle B saying, I wouldn't want to be a teacher. Oh my gosh, the time they put in and all the extras that are expected from them. Kudos to all you teachers out there. You are amazing.
Yes. I can, yeah, absolutely, for sure.
Kim saying, I could never work at the meat plant. The smell, number one, of, all the animals, no matter what. Seeing the animals coming in, I just want to take them home with me.
Oh, Kelly doesn't want to work at the zoo because of cleanup.
Yeah.
I never would have thought of cleanup. I would have thought of cuddly animals.
Kelly is my father-in-law, so Kelly, you can just come on over and change some of Sadie's diapers if you'd like. Somebody else saying, I would not want to be the person that cleans the porta potties. Yuck. I don't want that at all.
Some of those festivals. My oh my.
Thank you so much for participating in today's question of the day.
Meet Vancouver General Hospital's new cancer-fighting robots.
This is a very life-saving technology.
Chiro Oncology robots, known as chemo robots, help prepare and assemble treatments for patients. They also reduce exposure for healthcare workers handling hazardous drugs.
It allows us to be much more efficient with our workflow.
The old way, it used to take pharmacy techs about an hour to produce 12 doses of treatment. Now, with the robots, it takes about 40 minutes. Doesn't seem like much, but on a mass scale, makes a big difference.
We are able to speed up our drug delivery process and production by approximately 30% relative to doing it in a manual fashion.
Launched in December, staff say they're proving to be a game changer.
We needed to make sure the accuracy, safety, and timely delivery of our medication. And all these three were met by Chiro Oncology robots.
The $3 million robots are the first in Canada and funded through the VGH and UBC Hospital Foundation's Greater Than Cancer campaign.
It's an important investment.
Angela Chapman, president of the foundation, says technology like this could have a bigger impact down the road.
So making them on demand in the way that they're done by these chemo robots will save money. And we believe that then that will be proof of concept for this to roll out in other locations in BC and, of course, across Canada.
And while errors can happen, staff say they are extremely rare and always caught.
So if there is an unexplained differential in what we expect, like what the robot expects, the robot knows and goes, nope, don't use this drug, redo it.
For now, the robots are focused on leukemia and bone marrow transplant patients. But with demand for cancer care rising, staff say they could help the system keep up.
This is just hopefully the beginning.
Kevin Chirac, CTV News, Vancouver.
Health Report, brought to you in part by SEIU West, Saskatchewan's first healthcare union.
And answer the question, are we in a recession or a technical recession?
We are in an economy that is fundamentally being transformed by a government that has a plan, to create a stronger, more independent, more resilient economy.
Federal parties were sparring in the House of Commons over the economy and technical recession. We want to make sense of all of this. So to talk This Week in Business, we've got the best in the business of talking business. That's Patty Levitt-Reid, Chief Financial Commentator. Patty, thank you so much for doing this.
Daryl, it's so great to speak with you again. Thank you.
So for our viewers at home, define technical recession versus full recession. Make sense of all this for us.
Well, a technical recession is 2 consecutive quarters of negative growth. And you just had a board up there that highlighted that. We saw it in the last quarter of 2025 and, to surprising many, the first quarter of 2026. But I will tell you, typically associated with a serious recession, we often have a banking crisis, widespread job losses, a housing market that completely collapses. That's not where we're at. Where we're at right now is that we do have the consumer out there continuing to spend. Interest rates are lower this year than they were this time last year. The banks, they're in good shape. They may be warning that they're concerned about the indebtedness of Canadians. They are concerned about how strong the markets have been because they have been hitting lofty highs. But we're not seeing a collapse. And so when I think about it, what's happening? Why did this happen, Daryl? It has a lot to do with the fact that there is weaker than we'd like to see business investment and trade uncertainty. So it definitely, the economy has stalled, but I wouldn't say it's cratered.
The Bank of Canada has an announcement coming up very shortly. What do you expect from that? Do we see those interest rates go even lower?
I personally don't. Many others, some may disagree with that. The bank rate right now is at 2.25%. I think the bank is going to be very cautious with what's going on because they have lowered rates. And when you lower rates, it takes, 6 to 12 months to work its way through the system. So we're still waiting to see the full benefits of lower rates. Some might argue for the first time in a long time, the services index. What's the first thing you pull back on when you feel like there's a period of uncertainty, you don't have as much disposable income, inflation is a risk? The services component, but we did just see it tick higher. So we're starting to see this work. So I'm in the camp that will say the bank is going to be very cautious. Inflation is still a concern. Oil prices are still higher because of what's going on, of course, at the Strait of Hormuz. So I would suggest steady as she goes. It's a cautionary tale for now.
Over 30 seconds left. I'll leave you on this. What's your advice for first-time home buyers?
Location and can you afford the payments? It's not so much coming up with the down payment. It is making sure that regardless of what goes on with the interest rates, allow yourself some wiggle room. So if things do tick higher because inflation does get out of control, you're going to be okay.
Patty Levitt-Reid puts out financial advice every morning on her Instagram feed. You can check her out there. Thank you so much for doing this.
Have a great day.
All right, let's venture back out to Mike Siona now. He's spending the morning setting up for the Children's Festival of Saskatchewan.
Well, with Kayla Rourke here one final time this morning, as you mentioned, and public service announcement, bring your bug spray down here as the mosquito tries to fly into the lens, Kayla. Yes, we want to make sure everybody's having fun at the Children's Festival down here, and that's really what it's all about. So much community involvement. How many different organizations have you guys partnered with? Probably too numerous to mention.
A little bit too numerous to mention, but I'm like, there's got to be upwards of like 30 or 40, maybe even up to 50. It really takes our whole community coming together to create this event.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Now, what are some of the other special activities, special features? I mean, this thing is going to be hopping. Yeah. I know it's getting a workout.
Yeah, it's always very, very popular. Our big inflatable bouncers, as well as we've got some critters and creatures on site from Wander's Tiny Farm. We've got the Saskatoon Deaf and Hard of Hearing Society on site, or Deaf and Hard of Hearing Services, sorry. They'll be on site teaching ASL to kids as well. Nice. We got Makerspace. They'll have like some spinning pottery wheels and 3D pens. Oh my gosh, I'm like losing my words this morning. As well as just, again, a million other things to do. So
yeah, it's going to be fantastic. And then always the virtual festival. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so the virtual festival is a really, really great way for people who can't come in person, be that they're maybe a little too far out of Saskatoon, be that there's maybe other barriers that cause that barrier to access. They can absolutely access the virtual festival. It'll go live this morning at 9:30 on our website. It's all accessible there. They can also go straight to our YouTube page, which is also a great way to find it. It's the exact same. Yeah. We've got actually the same Merry Marching Band that we have here in person. People can catch online as well. So you can come and check that out, as well as a really cool one from Korea too. So yeah, it's called
Very cool. Okay, well, there you go. So much to check out at the Children's Festival of Saskatchewan. It starts this morning at 9:30, goes till 4 today and tomorrow, then 9:30 to 5 on both Saturday and Sunday. Don't miss it. It is going to be awesome. And yes, the weather will hold out.
Bring your hat.
Good morning, just about 8:30. Canada's allies in the Five Eyes Alliance Intelligence Agency are warning about China using fake job postings for spying.
Significant threats coming from China when it comes to foreign interference, espionage, national and economic security, and this alert is just a reminder that those are continuing.
According to the joint alert, China is using professional networking sites like LinkedIn, Indeed, and Upwork to gather intelligence. These fake job postings are used to target former military or government workers who may have access to any classified information. CSIS warns academics, journalists, freelance writers, and think tank employees could also be targeted. Daycare operators are raising concerns again about the policy change set to come into effect next month regarding $10 a day childcare and the caps on it. Donovan Mace reports.
No maternity leave left.
Caitlin Gibson and her husband recently moved to Saskatchewan from Ontario. And after having a son 16 months ago, she returned to work but faced significant childcare challenges.
I ultimately had to quit because we could not access reliable full-time childcare.
The province's new agreement to continue $10 a day childcare came into effect April 1st. It also expands age eligibility to children who are 6 years old.
It leaves us no choice but to put that pressure back on parents.
Now providers are sounding the alarm about nearing changes to part-time and casual spaces, saying the province is cutting their funding.
It's no longer $10 a day childcare if parents are now paying hundreds of dollars more for administration fees and extended hours fees and fundraising fees and all these other fees.
But the province says the opposite is happening.
We are not discontinuing part-time spaces.
As the change to the policy caps funding to a center's licensed spaces instead of the total number of children enrolled, which the ministry says will allow more daycares to enter the program.
A 70 space center can have 70 children every day, but they don't need to be the same 70 children if they're having part-time kids come in. But we will fully fund them for 70 children.
The NDP is calling on the provincial government to reverse course on the policy change before it's implemented.
Might be the best deal that he could come up with, but it certainly isn't the best deal for the parents or the providers or the economies in small towns.
They are not hiring additional staff. They're not feeding 2 children, and they don't have any additional occupancy costs. So we are fully funding that space.
The new policy is set to come into effect July 1st. Donovan May, CTV News, Regina.
City of Warman has dedicated a day to the man the community is named after. And as Laura Woodward reports, his great-grandchildren were there to see it all.
I, Gary Philipchuk, Mayor of the City of Warman, do declare to proclaim May 29th as Cy Warman Heritage Day in the City of Warman.
A proclamation dedicating an official day to the man the city is named after, Cy Warman. He was an American writer, journalist, and poet whose work chronicling the railway helped put the area on the map. In 1905, the community of Diamond was renamed Warman in his honor. More than 120 years later, his family is here from different parts of the United States for a family reunion. What's it like to see your last name everywhere?
It is so cool. We were driving up here from Saskatoon, and I'm in the front seat, and they're like, "There's another sign." I'm not taking a picture of every highway sign that says Warman.
Christine Warman organized the family reunion after the death of her husband Donald, a grandson of Cy.
So this is Dana Cy, which is my husband's father, and then Bob, and then Brian. I think I just felt very badly that Donald never got here and before he passed away, and I really didn't want the kids to miss out on that, and I wanted everybody to come together and just be able to experience this and have memories that are going to last a lifetime.
To mark the occasion, Mayor Gary Philipchuk presented Christine Warman with a Warman Wolverines hockey jersey.
She gave us a memory that I'll never forget being here. But history is important. It's important to me. As the older I get, the more I care about things like that. The more I kind of want to search for the answers behind things.
And after spending a day exploring landmarks, they left with memories and a connection to the city bearing their family name. Laura Woodward, CTV News, Warman.
4 local organizations in Moose Jaw receiving financial support from the Mosaic Company. Sierra D'Souza Butts with what?
Less than 3 months ago, Moose Jaw and District Food Bank was forced to make service cuts.
It's put a strain on our resources, and as a result, we had to reduce the number of visits per client from 2 visits a month to 1.
In an effort to keep up with the demand of families in need, the nonprofit says it had to make changes to remain afloat.
Without reliable sources of income, then it's a guessing game month to month.
However, with a generous donation by Mosaic Company, the food bank says it can now plan accordingly.
And they announced another year of supporting us with $90,000. Actually, it's a 3-year commitment. It's just a relief.
It's one of 4 local organizations benefiting from a $1.5 million investment from Mosaic, divvied between the food bank, the Moose Jaw Health Foundation, Hunger in Moose Jaw, and Wakamo Valley Mosaic Community Food Farm over the next 3 years.
Obviously, food security is very important to Mosaic, as is it in our province today. So that paired with healthcare, another important thing to our province and our people and our employees. So the 2 themes made great sense, especially on SAS Mining Week.
The funding aims to support each local organization's goals, whether it's healthcare, food security, or overall community wellness. $1 million will go to the Moose Jaw Health Foundation to update surgical equipment and diagnostics needed at the city's regional hospital.
They've been a long-time partners with a health foundation. They've provided funding for us for many, many years. And it's, Saskatchewan's a great community. People give and always give, and so it's just wonderful to see it. I mean, we can't say thank you enough to them for everything they've done and continue to do for our communities.
The Potash Company says it has been investing in Moose Jaw for over 15 years. So far, about $4.5 million have been donated to improve the community's well-being. Sierra D'Souza Butts, CTV News, Belle Plaine.
Canada's AI strategy has been unveiled. We'll get to that in just a moment. First, graduating from high school already stressful, but imagine planning a future in a world with artificial intelligence. Students wary of the job market are changing course in search of AI-proof majors.
At Harding High School's graduation, we talked to seniors about their plans for the future and how they're preparing for a world with artificial intelligence.
For example, we can have robots building stuff for us, instead of just me doing everything.
Kutao says he originally wanted to pursue a career in computer science, but after researching AI, he switched to civil engineering.
Because it was like the most non-AI replaceable, because it's hands-on.
And he wasn't the only senior that changed their plans because of AI.
I switched gears.
Sahra Muhammad says her first plan was to major in data analytics, but after learning more about AI, she is now majoring in public health.
It has less of a risk.
And then there's Eunice Bai.
AI is very advancing very, very quick.
Who actually used AI to plan his career.
I actually use AI to see what jobs can they take over.
And AI told him one of the safest jobs was mechanical engineer. So that's what he's going with.
If you're an engineer, you get to design, you get to build, and AI can't do that.
These are the types of conversations that students at Harding High School are having with teachers and counselors.
How is this going to impact your future?
Jamie Shady is the college and career counselor at Harding. He says students are both scared and excited about AI, and his best advice is to pursue a variety of skills because we don't know where AI will be in a few years.
Even if it does take some things away, is how are they going to pivot and then go to the next thing that they may need to learn.
He sees AI the same way we all saw the internet back in the 90s. It will affect a lot of jobs and industries. But if students are willing to evolve alongside AI, he says they should be okay.
Finding a job is kind of hard now. So as long as it's anything, I'm okay with it, as long as it's secure.
And we get to that breaking news now. The federal government has released its long-awaited National Artificial Intelligence Strategy. That strategy consists of 6 pillars: protecting Canadians and safeguarding democracy, empowering Canadians, powering AI adoption, building the Canadian Sovereign AI Foundation, scaling Canadian champions, and building trusted partnerships. The government has set out several specific goals, including creating up to 90,000 AI-related jobs and work opportunities for young Canadians by 2031. They also hope to boost AI adoption among businesses from 12% today to 60% by 2031. This is a breaking news story and it is fully available on our website right now for you to read more. 60% by 2031, they'll have us All of us long retired.
Yeah.
A pelican catching supper at Turtle Lake. Al sent this in to us.
We love those action shots. Make sure you send those in to us at yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca. Let's turn our attention now outside. It's a bit of a gray, cloudy start to the day across the province. We're really seeing a whole lot of cloud cover in north, central, and southern Saskatchewan. Temperature's not so bad. It's fairly mild. It's a mild spring day out there. We're starting to see some more of that green color, though, on the screen. So a lot of those places that were still in single digits have now popped up into double digits. 13 degrees in Stony Rapids, 12 degrees in La Ronge, 10 degrees in Nipawin. Still in single digits, though, Melfort at 9 degrees. Down in the south, all double digits there. 11 degrees now in East End, 11 degrees in Assiniboia, and 11 degrees in Estevan. 12 degrees now in Regina, and 11 degrees to wake you up in Saskatoon. Later on into the afternoon hours, again, temperatures are very mild. Not too hot, not too cold, right around the seasonal average, if not slightly below. The temperature expected for Moose Jaw has gone up just a little bit in the past few minutes, up to about 20 degrees on tap. Joining them at 20 degrees, Regina today, 19 degrees for Saskatoon, and 17 degrees for Yorkton. Warmer down through the southeast, 21 for Weyburn and Estevan, and cooler temperatures down in the farther, even farther south than Swift Current today. They're going to be at 19 degrees in Swift Current, but also seeing some of that precipitation through the southwest corner, and it does come with a risk of a thunderstorm as well. Let's talk about just how average these temperatures are. The average in Regina is about 21.9, and the average in Saskatoon is 21.4, so just slightly below that. We're also within a degree of where we were at on this day, June 4th, last year in 2025. 19.2 is where we peaked in Regina, and 18.8 is where we peaked in Saskatoon. The record year for both cities, that was 1988, and that temperature for Regina was 36.9, and in Saskatoon, that was 38.0. So 1988, a very hot year. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Warmer tomorrow through Regina, 26 degrees. We're also seeing 26 degrees on Saturday for Regina, but it does come with a risk of a thunderstorm. Now, the chance is low. However, we are going to let you know about it. It's not really coming through until the evening hours. So the afternoon, you could still be seeing quite a bit of that sunshine. 19 degrees by Sunday, 22 by Monday with that sunshine that we get to enjoy before the rain moves in once again for Tuesday and Wednesday. In Saskatoon, up to 25 degrees tomorrow and 23 by Saturday. Both days have a chance of some precipitation. But again, we're expecting that more so in the evening hours. The afternoon is going to be a mix of a sun and cloud. 19 degrees on Sunday, 22 degrees by Monday with that sun fully outshining, 25 by Tuesday with the clouds, and more rain by Wednesday.
Hello there, Matt Scooby inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Wednesday. For it, we will head to the pitch, an international friendly between Poland and Nigeria. Poland down a goal in the 5th minute of extra time. How about Przemysław Wisniewski unleashes the incredible strike from way outside the box to tie the match at 2 in the final moments. A beautiful goal is your must-see moment from Wednesday. And tonight, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. The new CFL season kicks off with Thursday night football as the Alouettes take on the Tiger Cats. It all starts at 7 p.m. Eastern across the TSN network. That's all for now from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
All right, let's head back out and find Janelle Lippi. She's getting sporty this morning.
Good morning. I am back with Matthew. Now, Matthew, FIFA World Cup coming up June 11th. We have a wonderful exhibit here with us. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yes, we have some artifacts from previous World Cups, especially 2022, looking ahead to, obviously, this one coming up in 2026. We have some nice features on some men's soccer teams, and also Kevin Holness, who is our male inductee as a soccer player from Saskatchewan. So, yeah, it's a really cool exhibit, and a little bit of history of soccer history, particularly on the men's side. We have lots of stuff always on the women because they've had some great successes with Kayla and Kyle and Kelly Parker, and there's some stuff on them with the tie line, but this is a little bit more focused on the men's side of the game.
Absolutely. Well, it's wonderful, very interesting. Now, you actually have the chance to go. This will be your second year. What are you most looking forward to?
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's unique getting a chance to go see Canada play at the World Cup in Canada. I was in Qatar, which was obviously a crazy experience too, but just being a long-time Canada fan for decades and decades, to see that the World Cup is still kind of really exciting and thrilling, given all these years of supporting them, and to have it in Canada and have it in stadiums you're familiar with and places you're familiar with, and then seeing people that I've known for years as well. It's going to be really exciting. So looking forward to it. Yeah.
Sounds incredibly exciting. What a great opportunity. Now, of course, earlier today we did talk about the 60th anniversary. Some wonderful exhibits here as well. How can people come find you?
Yeah, we're here at the Hall of Fame on 2205 Victoria Avenue, downtown Regina, across from Victoria Park. And we're open Monday to Friday from 10 to 4 p.m. And then again on Saturdays, noon to 4 p.m.
All right, Matthew, thank you so much for this. Once again, you can come check out these exhibits for yourself. Celebrate the 60th anniversary as well.
Welcome to another edition, the first edition of the 2026 X's and O's with Wes Cates. Wes, I would love to talk about a game, but the Riders have a bye to start the season. We got to wait till next week when they get the home opener against the BC Lions. So today we're going to discuss the decisions they had to make after training camp, the final cuts, some interesting ones with them going over Connolly instead of Mario Anderson, who he had double the average of Connolly, but I have a feeling that might be a blocking thing they made on that decision. And then they have 4 quarterbacks on the roster right now.
Yeah.
They might change it before game time, but if they played with the roster they have right now, you have 4 quarterbacks and 6 DBs and 6 O-lines. So what are your thoughts on what you saw when they made their final selections?
Yeah, I thought they saw so much out of Braden Shager. Welcome back, starting off the season. It's too bad we couldn't get a game out of this first week. Should have got more preference for the Riders being champs, but I digress. Obviously, Braden Shager played some great football. Up in Saskatoon, had to come back after getting jabbed in the eye. And I think the Rider fans really rallied around him as a player. Obviously, Jack Cohn has been doing some good stuff and has been with the system a lot longer. So I think the coaches are just not ready to make that decision. And they just feel like, obviously, Tommy Stevens, being the premier short yardage quarterback in the league, got to keep him on the roster. Trevor Harris being your guy. So I think they just moved the roster around to kind of accommodate those guys. I think that actually Mario Anderson was a little bit too much like A.J. Ouellette, and I think that Quali Conley gives you a little different look, and I think he's got some more breakaway speed that I think entice the Riders management to keep him instead. Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see. I don't think you're going to see 4 quarterbacks, a long time. This could be we'll make a decision, or even we're going to let one of these guys go, and we know you might get picked up right away. So exactly. I like Shager. I'll say that right out if I make the decision now. But we'll see what the Riders do defensively, though. Any thoughts on how things are shaping up there?
Yeah, I think they've got a lot of D linemen. Some they left on the practice roster. Some guys. I think we got, definitely a couple of guys that I was kind of surprised. I wasn't sure. Jalen Pate got put on PR. Desmond Evans and Justin Weaver, the 2 guys that I think they're going to kind of give the first go at being that Russian star. And then they brought in a couple of vets from around the league to kind of shore up the D line and make sure that there's some guys in there that know what they're doing. But I think they're just kind of trying to feel things out. See how this D-line shapes up. Obviously, the D-line was lost the most, I would say, with Malik Carney going and getting big money in Edmonton, and obviously some other guys, Micah Johnson retiring, but also being a mind helping with the coaches, so that's great. But you just need some new horses, some new studs, and they're not sure who's going to kind of come out of the crop as that star D-lineman is going to impact the game. So we'll give it a couple of weeks, but I think that D-line position is going to change a lot in the first month or so. Yeah.
Give some people some opportunities. I like Evans with 6'6".
Rangy. Evans and Reaver.
I know you can't compare him to Jefferson because you can't do that to anyone because of the way Jefferson plays. But if he can come close to that would be great for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Don't worry. Next week we will talk strategy in football because the Riders will have a game. They will host the BC Lions in a rematch of the Western Final. We'll talk about that on another edition of X's and O's.
X's and O's brought to you by Campion College at the University of Regina.
The federal government appears to be backing away from its fight to force streaming giants to pay more for Canadian content, one day after what Canada called positive trade talks in Washington.
It's no secret to anyone that's been paying any attention to this that the USTR has identified these issues as a trade issue. It would be disingenuous to suggest that this is the single issue. The reality is we're impatient to make sure that the sector stays vital and stays supported.
Last month, the CRTC announced it was tripling the amount companies like Netflix and Disney had to pay for Canadian content, increasing fees from 5% of their Canadian revenue to 15%, a move the Conservatives strongly opposed.
When we debated this in the House of Commons, the Liberals faux-pas us. They made it sound like it was no big deal, that this tax was being widely accepted. That's not true.
Days after saying they couldn't act, Ottawa is now asking the CRTC to review that decision, saying it could increase costs for consumers.
It's actually good to see the government admitting that some of their the choices that they've made in terms of the legislation, in terms of the regulations, are actually going to have downstream impacts on consumers.
But many experts say it's about more than affordability. It's about appeasing the Americans who have repeatedly called the Online Streaming Act a trade irritant.
The CRTC's move was largely seen as provocative, an annoyance, an irritant to those trade negotiations. And so essentially what the federal government is doing is removing that annoyance from the playing field.
The streaming companies' fees were supposed to help Canadian producers, but no money has ever gone out. It's all been tied up in the courts. To help that industry, the Canadian government today announced a $600 million investment. Annie Bergeron-Oliver, CTV News, Ottawa.
One Humboldt senior is enjoying life, playing music with friends and setting the tone for a band that she inspires.
As Joan Jackson gets ready to celebrate her 98th birthday later this month, she's still sharing her love of music.
Carla Shinkaruk introduces us to this extraordinary woman.
It's a familiar sound at this Humboldt seniors residence. Joan Jackson playing one of her favorite ragtime songs.
A wonderful way to finish my life off. We're having a great time.
Jackson will turn 98 on June 28th and is visually impaired, now playing entirely from memory. Her friend sits by her side to help if needed.
I can't read music, but it seems to be in my head, so I can almost see the notes in my head when I'm playing. What's the next one?
She attained her grade 12 piano certificate and taught many students over the years.
Those were the best years of my life. I love the kids, yes.
She moved into this residence 4 years ago, joined the house band, quickly making an impact.
She's the strength beneath our group. She's the powerhouse. She's high energy, and she brought a little bit of polish to our group.
Most of the musicians in the band are in their 90s, with a few in their 80s, and at 75, Diane Connell is the youngest here.
She's the kindest, sweetest lady you could ever meet. Not a mean bone in her body, not one. She's always so encouraging with all of us.
Music has been part of Jackson's life for as long as she can remember. She learned to play from her father, whose advice has helped her now that she can't read the notes.
And I remember him saying, you know, you have to listen. To music, you have to listen.
Jackson has been playing piano for more than 90 years and seems to have found the key to happiness in the process.
Hard to describe, but everybody's happy when there's music.
The band practices regularly and performs for about 70 residents once a week. Carla Shinkaruk, CTV News, Humboldt.
If you had to join the house band, what would you play, Jeremy?
Saxophone.
That makes sense.
Woodblock.
Jeremy and I both played the saxophone when we were younger.
Keelan and I are going to still sing off key for VIP over at Pure Country. Let's get to Sidebar. So a student at Miller Comprehensive High School in Regina has won a very notable humanitarian award. I want to say congratulations to Hudson Walby. He's a senior, traveled all the way to Ottawa after winning the Terry Fox Humanitarian Award with 14 other people from across the province. He lives with cerebral palsy and has used his battle to help others, volunteering as a medical first responder with St. John Ambulance and serving as an athletic trainer for several local football teams as well.
Massive congratulations.
Holy man, inspiring.
Ooh, all right. Well, if you need a good idea for a gift for your mom, here's one for you.
My Christmas gift for my son was this little lunchbox. And in the lunchbox was a note saying, "Lunch for life."
9 Christmases ago, Ed from Nova Scotia gave his mom, Georgie, a gift promising lunch for life. Life gets busy, so Ed and Georgie made a point to spend time with each other. Through cancer treatments and through lockdown, Ed kept his promise to his mom. 102 lunches later, they are still going strong. How beautiful.
How frequent are the lunches?
That's what I want to know,
no,
too.
But
102, that's a lot of lunches.
I mean, 8 Christmases ago, you can break that down probably one every couple months.
I'm no math major, that's why I'm here. When visiting Barcelona, this is a great place to stay. For more than 20 years now, the peregrine falcons have chosen the top of the Sagrada Familia as their nesting spots. They're way up high. People go there every year with their binoculars to check them out.
I'm still doing math from that last one for the lunch for mom, and I was way off on my math. way off.
We'll noodle that for the next 20 or so hours, and we'll fly off into break. We'll see you then.
Trying to